All right. Welcome to another episode of the Halftime Podcast. Again, I have my great guests with me, Coach K, and again we got Bari back in the building. How you feeling, boys?
Solid, solid, solid.
Man, I'm doing good. I'm ready.
Doing good. Doing good. All right, the weekend is coming to an end. Any big surprises or anything that was amazing that happened this weekend for either one of you?
It's pretty regular.
Normal, regular one.
Yeah, I'm just happy football back, you
Yes,
know.
sir. Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir. Well,
yeah.
speaking of football, let's get right into it then. The Hall of Fame game we know just passed. A good Hall of Fame game, actually, probably one of the better ones I've seen in a minute. To kind of set the tone out for the NFL season. Most of the games that we usually see don't end up being this kind of fun to watch. For the Hall of Fame games, it usually be kind of Pop Warner-ish. You're just kind of out there celebrating the guys that's going to the Hall of Fame. But what do we think of the Hall of Fame game? Coach K, take it away. What do we think?
So for one, when I first saw that the Hall of Fame game was coming on, I was like, oh, okay, football back.
Yeah. It
I
crept
looked
up
at
on me, bro.
I looked at the teams and I said, oh, Arizona Cardinals and the Carolina Panthers. Like,
Yes,
come on
sir.
now. Like, I'm like,
And it's
all
a Hall
right.
of Fame game, so that makes sense. It's those two teams.
Yeah, but then I also was like, okay, when I saw the inductees or whatever,
Hmm.
I said, okay, let me tune in.
Right,
And
right,
to
right.
my surprise, it was a it was
A
a good
decent
game.
game.
It
Yeah.
was a good
Yes,
game.
sir.
They were
Yes,
going up
sir.
and down the field all night. Both teams showed. I mean, I feel like with the amount of time they've had, because it's probably since that game started, it was maybe like 10 days of training camp. And
Hmm.
so I feel like for it to not be as many penalties, for the game not to be as sloppy, that it was definitely like, I think it showed good coaching
Right,
because the
right, right.
game was how now with defense, they have to go back to the drawing board because there was
Yes,
no
sir.
defense being played.
Yes, sir.
But for the most part, I did enjoy the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah, Barry, what you got before I say my little piece?
Uh, I ain't gonna lie, they gotta let my boy AB in the Hall of Fame, but other than that, like Carson Beck, I ain't gonna lie, I always thought Carson Beck was good. I think he should have stayed in school that long.
Okay.
But I like Hayes King too. I watched him at Georgia Tech. He pretty nice. Like, even though I
Hmm.
feel like he's just more like a running back than a quarterback, but he proved he can pass a little bit better than what everybody expected him to be. So,
Hmm.
Mhm.
preseason for me, it's like I don't start watching preseason until like week 3. Cause I want to see like the real people. I ain't trying to see these guys play who they gonna cut next week. Like I don't really want to watch that. Like they really wasting their time. Give them a little bread, cool, but like, why you playing with these people's life like that, bro? Like, if you gonna give them a shot, give them a shot. If not, why even put them on the roster? Like, what we doing?
But
Well,
I
because
also, oh
yeah,
my bad.
no. I was just gonna say I hear you because it does get a little like the product is way more diluted because you're not getting the best of the best players on the field.
Yeah.
But what I think the other side of that though is some of those guys are actually fighting for spots. Some of them are really actually fighting for not everybody, but there's probably like out of everybody that's on that field, there's like at least a good 6 to 8 guys that the coaches are actually watching to see if they're going to be good enough to make the roster. So I think that's what it's really about. It just all depends on the team too and what their needs are. Like we know that Carolina got their quarterback. Arizona was a little bit different. Was a little bit different of a conversation because yeah, you got Jacoby Brissett. You don't know how long you really gonna hold on to Jacoby. Jacoby may not even finish this year as a starter, depending on how he playing. So watching somebody like Carson do what he did that game, I kind of walked away feeling like Arizona might have their quarterback for the future low key that they drafted in the third round. Now that could not pan out. Obviously, that was one game. We'll see what happens the next game that Arizona plays. But like those are the type of things that okay make it worth watching preseason a little bit because when you do kind of recognize some of the battles that are at play for certain teams based upon their needs, then it's like okay, let me lock in on this position battle because this may be a game this week that's going to decide if this dude come back next week or not. So. But I do get what you're saying about the preseason, though. But what were you gonna say, Coach K?
No, I was gonna say, even though they playing the twos, threes, and fours, like you said, just to piggyback, they fighting for their career. So I
Yeah.
feel like they're playing a little bit harder. And I also did like Carson Beck. He had a pretty good game, 15 for 19, like 188 yards, one touchdown. But also because, like Jabari said, the amount of time he spent in college, he's been in big time games and he's been in these pressurized situations. He got 2 national championships with Georgia and went to a national championship with Miami. So, I mean, he does look good. Now, I didn't like them taking Jeremiah Love with that fourth pick or third pick, whichever pick they had,
You talking about the running
because
back? The running
yeah,
back? Yeah.
because I feel like okay, you got Carson back, but for him to be the best version of himself, you have to surround him first with the trenches, the line, and
Yeah.
then you got to put weapons around him. Otherwise, like he's not like a Andrew Luck or he's not a Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or those quarterbacks that can elevate less than rosters for sure.
Yeah, the trenches for sure is where you always have to invest. But I think a lot of the times these franchises they feel like they just want to go get their cow first, get the cow that they're gonna milk for the next 15, 20 years, and then from there start building a team. Normally you don't see teams having the foresight to be like, let's start investing where we're gonna need the most, like the trenches and getting a few weapons here and there, and then they go get that rookie quarterback. They usually clean house, strip away the team, draft the rookie quarterback, and then try to build the team up while that rookie is on the rookie deal. So I mean, I don't know.
It's,
I don't. Oh, go ahead, Jabari.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like as a GM, like Jeremiah Love cold. Like you can't really. I get it, but we can't pass up on it. Like I mean,
But
who is
behind the
he gonna
offensive,
get?
but behind the offensive line, he not
Yeah.
gonna be Jeremiah Love.
But we the Cardinals, we got a little paper to spend. We could go spend some money on some line. We can't go find him nowhere. Like, dude, cold.
So
Unless
you
he
think
be a bust, he cold. Like, dude might could be one of them ones. Like, he
that's what I was
might
about
be
to ask
like
you.
that.
Do you think Jeremiah Love is actually going to be, let's say, a for sure Hall of Fame player? Is he going to be
Uh,
a Pro Bowl, or is he just going to be a couple Pro Bowl type of player? Because that's the difference when you taking a running back down. Because I think the Cardinals have what, number three,
yeah, they was
number
three.
four.
They was
Yeah,
three.
number three. When you take a running back down, you're pretty much suggesting at that point that you've drafted a Barry Sanders. You've drafted a Walter Payton. You've drafted a LaDainian Tomlinson. You've drafted a Emmitt Smith. Like you drafted one of them. Did he really show that he's one of them like that? Because I don't even know if he had as much hype coming out of college as somebody like a Reggie Bush.
Now he went to
Who
Notre Dame though. It's a little different with Notre Dame. Like he ain't gonna get the
True,
USC hype from Notre Dame. Like he not gonna get that. That's different level.
but if he one of them, wouldn't he get that type of hype?
I mean, you gotta think about it though, bro. Like, so this year was basically Ohio State first round. First 10 pieces of Ohio State.
Hmm.
So with him going to Notre Dame, so I feel like when you go to Notre Dame, like you really don't get no buzz. Like unless you do like the Manti Te'o and make up a story, you're not gonna really get no buzz. Like you could be nice, but you ain't really getting no buzz. Like who from Notre Dame get buzz? Think about it. Anybody they ever drafted? Who? Who got it? Golden Tate? He don't got no buzz.
Well, I was gonna say the last person that had a little bit of buzz coming out of Notre Dame was probably the tight end that we drafted, Loveland, Chicago. That was probably like the last
Loveland
like
from
little
Michigan.
Loveland from Michigan. I thought he was from Notre
He
Dame.
from
No,
Michigan.
he from Michigan. Cole Kmet is from Notre Dame, I believe.
Oh, okay. I would say
Yeah,
nah,
Cole
Loveland
Kmet.
from Michigan.
Kmet is
No,
from Notre Dame.
but
Yeah.
it's hard though. But I feel like as long as he a Pro Bowl, I'm cool. He ain't got to be a Hall of Famer. Just be a Pro Bowler. That's decent. That's a
Yeah, but
thousand
I
a
don't
year.
know. I don't know if you take a Pro Bowl at number three.
Why
That's what I'm
not?
saying.
What
Because
else you
you
want?
a running back at number three with the way that they cost in the NFL and by the fact that you pretty much have running backs across the league by committee. Very few teams have them a real 1A ultra Hall of Fame running back. Every team, for the most part, is throwing 1 to 2 running backs out there on
Oh
the field.
no.
They doing a
Some
1-2 punch.
sometimes you throw that away.
But I'm saying that's probably true. But what I'm saying is because that position is not a premium like that, taking a running back at number three has to mean that dude is that dude. Because if he don't end up being that dude, I agree with Coach K in the sense of like you might look back at that despite his talent and say what could they have done differently at number three that would have propelled them a little bit further? I do think that's a possibility if Jeremiah Love isn't on track to be like I said, a Walter Payton, a LaDainian Tomlinson, somebody that ilk of running back. He has to be along that line, a franchise running back. And I don't know if that's going to be him. He has a strong possibility of it, but it does take them getting the offensive line together. So I mean, I don't know. But since we're talking NFL teams, let's go right into the NFL preview. We can easily say who we think is going to win the Super Bowl or who we think is going to come out of each conference. I want to ask this, though. What teams do you feel like, and you only got to pick one, that was successful last season will not be successful this season? That's the question I have. Let's start with that, and then we can kind of move into like who we think gonna be good and Super Bowl and all that other stuff. But who do you think was successful last year that you think won't be successful this season? I'll go first and just pick the team, and then whatever. I don't think the Patriots are going to be successful like they was last year. They're not going back to the Super Bowl.
What?
That's not happening. That they're not going to the Super Bowl.
That's tough. So when you say successful, what do you mean? Like making the playoffs, going to the Super Bowl? Because Super Bowl is that's like not a regular success.
I do not believe that they're going to win their division.
With the Jets and the Dolphins and who else? The
Buffalo.
Bills?
And Buffalo. I don't think the Patriots are going to win their division.
Why not? Like who gonna? They got the same defense. They didn't lose nobody. They
That's
lost
okay.
Stephon Diggs.
Buffalo got stronger too.
Who they get? Who Buffalo
DJ
got?
Moore.
So
Okay, all
so
right. So this was
because he played for the Bears.
No, not because he played for the Bears,
so what?
because he's a great receiver. Even with the worst quarterbacks when he was in Carolina, the boy was still getting 1,000 yards per season almost. And then he came to the Bears. The first year with Justin Fields was the only thing he had, and still got 1,000 yards. Now when things switched over, we got a new offense, got a new quarterback, new receivers, and Caleb had relationships with those guys more than he did the older guy. Then things kind of changed, and he became more of a slot weapon for, extra yardage, not really a focal highlight of the offense like he was in most situations. But you send him to Buffalo with a quarterback like Josh Allen, he definitely will have production, and that definitely makes them much more dangerous than they was last season because they still got what's that boy Keon Coleman
He
coming
don't
back.
even play, bro. He don't even come to meetings. He don't play. So
But
what
he
we
will be there. Because DJ Moore is there for him and that purposes of teaching him how to be a professional. So if you can get that kid to be a professional locked in with DJ Moore, with Josh Allen, with everything that they got going on in Buffalo, that's a problem team for the Patriots, who, by the way, may have only been as successful as they was last season because their schedule last season was amongst the easiest in the NFL.
as it
This
should.
season, this season it will not be. They will be playing a much harder schedule. So those are the reasons for why I think the Patriots won't be the same. But if there's a team, either one of you, Jabbar, you go first, and then Coach K will finish with you on that question. What team do you think that was successful last season will not be successful this season, Jabbar?
Trying to see who made like the bottom of the NFC.
A bottom team from the NFC. I mean, the Bears made it, Green Bay made it. Yeah,
Seattle,
Seattle was in
Carolina,
there.
Rams,
The
49ers, and
Panthers, the
Packers.
Panthers was trash to me this year. They won on default, but so I ain't gonna really count them. They don't really count.
Okay.
I don't know because I feel like everybody who made it can make it again. Only person that's gonna get replaced is whoever the Chiefs got and the Ravens. So the Steelers made it. I know they're not gonna make it again.
So that's the team that you're picking. They won't make the playoffs.
No, they won't make it. Not
In the
Steelers.
AFC, you got Denver, New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Houston, Buffalo, Chargers.
He don't believe Pittsburgh making it. That's your team?
Pittsburgh or Chargers, to be real. Pittsburgh or Chargers. But
Okay.
I just
All
go
right.
with Pittsburgh. And I'm an A-Rod guy, though. I love A-Rod. I think he's the best quarterback ever, but I don't think they can, like, it ain't flowing. There's too much going on. If Joe Burrow healthy, I'm a Ravens guy, by the way, but if Joe Burrow healthy and Lamar healthy, the Steelers can't make the playoffs.
Wait a minute. Time
You
out.
think
Time out.
A-Rod the best
This
quarterback
quarterback ever. Because me and you both had a
Ever.
delay. Me and you
Ever.
both had a delayed reaction, coach.
Thrower of the
Me,
football, ever.
me and you both had a
Who
delayed
you finna say,
reaction.
Michael
Like, wait,
Jordan
what?
of football? That's what you finna say?
Me?
Huh?
Who the best quarterback, y'all? Michael Jordan? On the football side, though.
The
In
best
football
quarterback ever?
Ever.
Yes, quarterback.
Tom Brady.
Michael
Peyton
Jordan.
Manning. Peyton
Michael.
Manning.
That's a good choice, though. Peyton Manning second for me, but
But also, Aaron Rodgers not better than Patrick Mahomes.
why not?
Huh? Come
I'm a
on
Patrick
now.
Mahomes guy too, though. Why not?
You could just look at their body of work.
What's that
It's
about their work? Okay, look, I'm a pet. Listen, I also believe so. My top three quarterbacks of all time is Aaron Rodgers, Peyton Manning, and Pat Mahomes. So that's my top three all time.
you don't
But
got Tom Brady in your top three.
no, Tom Brady is Michael Jordan. No, I don't. I can't rock
Wait,
with Tom.
wait, wait, talk about what does that mean? Tom Brady is Michael Jordan. Are you trying to say he's a system baby or he's an
Yes,
NFL
yes,
product
yes, yes,
baby?
yes. You're absolutely right. Yes, he's a system guy.
Which one?
But
He's a system baby or an NFL product baby? Which one?
no, he's a system guy.
So Bill Belichick made Tom Brady,
Yes, 1000%.
Then how did he win in
and
Tampa
and Phil,
Bay?
and Phil Jackson made Michael Jordan.
Clearly. Who else did he
Got
win
it.
with?
Okay. We're gonna stick
Oh,
on
is that
football because
okay? Clearly. But like I was saying, though, I'm gonna tell you why Tom Brady is really not like that. This first of all, he inherited a team with 5 Hall of Famers on defense. Y'all love to mention teammates. So let's keep it consistent. Let's be consistent.
Right.
He inherited
context
a defense
matters.
with
Context
5
matters.
Hall of Famers. Five of
Yeah.
them. That's a lot. It's only 11 positions. He got 5 Hall of Famers. Now
Hmm.
the offense, I give him that. Besides the one with Moss, the offense be okay. It's not all about the offense. But the defense is so good that you really don't have to score no points. Like all you gotta do is score 18, but that'll make you a elite quarterback. All you gotta do is score 18 points and win the championship. Like that's trash to me.
So this is what I'll say. I will say this. I don't rank Tom Brady that high because I do believe that the early part of his career, he did not have to be that dynamic of a quarterback for the Patriots to be the Patriots. The back end, though, of that Patriots three-peat when they won those championships, he did have to be more dynamic as a quarterback. So
Which
I'll give you that. The
which
first
season?
the first three, he did not have to be the Tom Brady that we eventually started to see later on in his career. He just had to basically be a game manager. So I understand that argument. Peyton Manning is my number one quarterback of all time, just because I felt like the way Peyton Manning commanded a game as a quarterback was literally a general on the field. Like the way he just called plays, called actions, called audibles, got the defense to get into different checks. It was just it was phenomenal to see. Like if you paid your ticket to go watch a quarterback be a quarterback, Peyton Manning was the person that you paid that ticket for. It's almost like going to watch like a Steph Curry. You know what you signed up for when you bought that Golden State ticket to see Steph go hoop and play. You expecting some crazy shots, some crazy 20 3-point shots off the, off the screen, just from half court from here late in the game. That's what you're expecting. Same thing with Peyton Manning. You showing up for like a Steph Curry type of experience. It's such a show. So that's why I got Peyton Manning as number one. A Rod, I just felt like he didn't, for all of his talent, he didn't accomplish much. And I think that's my greatest knock on him. But I want to stick on the question though. We'll get back to A Rod in a second. But Coach K, what's your team?
The team that I feel like will not make it back or will be lower than what they were last year, I'm gonna go with the Denver Broncos
Okay.
because I don't believe in Bo Nix, even though they added Jalen
Like
Waddle.
Bo knows? That's tough.
Even though they added Jalen Waddle, even though they had Sean Payton as a coach, even though they had that great defense, I feel like when you get to postseason play, yes, defense, they quote unquote wins championships, but as a quarterback, it's certain throws and it's certain things that you have to do to get your team over the hump. And I don't feel like Bo Nix is that guy. And
See that?
so,
No, go
oh,
ahead, go ahead. No. Finish.
yeah, so like last year, the Chiefs missed the playoffs, and the Ravens missed the playoffs, and
Mhm.
Cincinnati missed the playoffs.
That ain't all happening.
Somebody gotta, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's gonna be a mix in. So I don't think Denver is gonna repeat what they did last year.
That's
The
hard.
only thing I was gonna say about Bo Nix is I was gonna say that he's in a Tom Brady type of situation. He got a great defense, he got weapons around him, he got a great head coach, great system. He's a version of what Tom Brady stepped into when he got into the league. All of
But
that.
he not Tom Brady though.
No. I'm not saying he is. What I'm saying is,
Right.
but that's what's being asked of him. Be able to make the play when it matters the most and not mess up the game, not give the game away. And I think what you're saying about Bo Nix is he may not give up the game, but he's also not where you need him to go make that play to win you a
Exactly.
game. He's not there yet either. And I agree with you. I think Bo Nix is heading in that direction. So the only reason why I'm skeptical about keeping Denver out is because I think he's trending there. That may be enough to still keep Denver dangerous because of their defense. So I'm not sure Cincinnati did enough this offseason. That's my only concern about Cincy.
That's tough. Bo knows. Hey, I just want y'all to know, Bo did not play in the AFC Championship game. He was hurt.
Even if he played, they wouldn't have
Now, if
won.
he played, they smoking him. If he played, they smoking
You
off
think
the
so?
rip.
You think so?
What? Bo is really like that. Like Bo is walking people down 15 to 18 points and winning. Like last season just passed, Bo got like 4 or 5 quality comeback wins. Like down 10 plus. Like
Okay.
that ain't something regular. Like that's cool to like, as far as the time, is Sean Payton really a good coach though? Like what is we just giving him good coach based on what? The
I
Saints?
mean, he has a Hall of Fame quarterback under his belt. He has a Super Bowl under his belt. It's not easy to say that your system produced a Hall of Fame quarterback and it also produced a Super Bowl win for a team that I don't think even had one in their franchise history. So I mean, like he is good.
Especially when Drew Brees came in, he was considered a bust when he
Yeah,
came to the
yeah,
Saints and he
yeah.
turned him
So
into what he turned him into.
yeah.
I think Sean
He
Payton is
turned
different.
Drew Brees into the Drew Brees was already like that. He just needs some weapons.
Why didn't he do it before?
I mean,
Who he had? You gotta have somebody.
he got hurt in San Diego, and I will say the thing that I think probably hindered Drew Brees in San Diego is they moved on to Phillip Rivers before they really even understood what they potentially even had in Drew Brees. So I think that's what happened in San Diego. They was ready to move on to Phillip so fast because I can't remember correctly if there was a regime change, like if the general manager or president somebody got fired after during that time before Drew Brees and I mean between that time between Phillip Rivers getting there and Drew Brees being there if there was, and that probably meant why they pivoted so hard to go to Phillip Rivers over Drew Brees. But had he stayed in San Diego, maybe he could have been Drew Brees. All I do know is we're not looking at ifs. We're looking at what the context and the facts are. And the facts are he got to New Orleans, and that's where he became the Drew Brees we know with Sean Payton. In
Would
San
And
that
beat
Diego, he was
would
and
not
that
that
beat
make
your
Drew
Sean
man
Brees.
Payton a good coach though? If I
and
leave
beat
one
your top
team,
quarterback in the Super Bowl.
I
He beat
leave
A
one
Rod, yeah.
team. Like,
No,
come
no,
on,
no,
man.
no, no. Peyton Manning.
They be
Oh,
Peyton
he beat
Manning.
Payton?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
Oh,
the
they
Super
did.
Bowl in
They did.
'09.
They
they Peyton
did.
Manning.
They did. They did.
That was another one that was, but
Yeah.
it's all good.
I mean, look,
It's,
man.
it's
Look.
all good, bro. It's all good.
Can we say that they definitely wanted to give the city of New Orleans something to be
Yes,
happy
we can
about?
say
For
that. Yes, we
sure.
can say it.
For
Yes.
sure. For sure. For sure.
That's what y'all other boy be doing too. They want to give him
Who?
something bad too, but y'all
Who?
other boy, Tom Brady. That's what they want to give him
Uh
stuff too. None of us are professional coaches, but on the goal line, we got 4 plays. We got the best
I'm
running back in the league.
so look, this is making me find something interesting about the psychology of your sports studies because it makes me feel like you pick the players that you know are talented, and when they fall short, you go it's because of the system being against them. Like LeBron falling short is because Mike had the system. LeBron don't have the system. He going against the grain. A
LeBron didn't fall
Rod,
short though.
all
LeBron
right,
didn't
never
fall
mind.
short.
Okay, never mind, never mind. Let's keep going then,
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Everybody who
because
don't coach professional sports, you watch football a little bit. We got beast mode in the backfield. We got 4 plays. We're on the 1 yard line. What play are we calling?
Halfback dive.
Who are we trying to trick? What are we trying to trick you
oh,
for?
we run a power O. I'm about
Half
to power O.
Like,
We going
what are we
right up the
really
gut with
doing?
it.
Like, what are
halfback
we
dive.
doing? What are we
Halfback
Right
doing?
up the
down, straight up
middle.
right up the
Right
Come
up
on,
the
gut.
bro.
middle.
Yep,
And
yep,
then it
yep,
get
yep.
worse. We up 28-3. Why are we passing? Who we throwing it to? What we passing for? We up 28-3.
Yeah, the Falcons tweaked that Super Bowl. I was
I
so
wonder
upset.
why. I wonder why.
I was so upset because I'm not a Tom Brady guy. So I was so upset.
Look, all I'm gonna say is we
We
could do
can't
this all day.
explain. We
No.
can't,
We could do honestly, we could really do this all day. Because I'm with you. I'm
can't
with you.
explain.
There are some things that we see as viewers and people who play this game, played multiple sports, been in really high competitive situations. where we know, based upon the psychology of a person who is an athlete and somebody who knows the game, certain things shouldn't be done. Certain things shouldn't be done. Certain things shouldn't happen. Like even when you watching the finals this year, and there were certain things that San Antonio, De'Aaron Fox was doing that was so goofy. That is like basketball 101. You learned this when you were 6, 7, 8 years old not to do that, and they're still doing it.
But
That type of stuff.
also,
That's a
even
little different.
though even
That's a
though
little
you
different.
learn it, when you in that moment,
Yeah, I agree
you
with that.
know, when you in that moment,
For De'Aaron
hey,
Fox, though. For
I
De'Aaron
don't. I
Fox.
don't for
Not the
De'Aaron Fox.
Seahawks. Not the Seahawks.
I don't know though, because that's my whole thing is that's part of why I can look at certain things and then be like, that's fishy to me. Because we know better. We all know better. We all been trained, been taught. You don't
That's
get to this
different.
level. You don't get to this level without
You
have
do.
no, no, no. You don't get to that level of pro athlete, of pro sports without having shown a consistent acumen and IQ of being able to make decisions under pressurized situations. So when we get to this level of competitive play and you pulling a J.R. Smith, I have to ask questions.
What?
I have to ask questions. Or J.R. Smith, you don't know that what
No,
the
you
time
don't.
is.
You don't.
Okay,
You're not
bet.
the
All right.
closer. You're
Okay,
not the
you're not the
closer. Like you're
closer.
not the closer, bro. That's
He's
why it's
a
such thing
he's
as
a
closer.
basketball player. All right, never mind. Never mind. Because
or
we
or
can take it off.
maybe Chris Webber forgetting that they don't have any timeouts,
That's a
or
moment.
or your
Bruh.
boy LeBron playing against the Bulls in the playoffs, calling timeout, and they didn't have any. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just sometimes in certain moments, like
Nah, bro.
it's like that pressure.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Sometimes you could just go blank. I ain't
I
gonna
I don't
agree
lie.
with
know.
that.
It's
I have a hard time believing that with somebody who's a professional on this level, high school,
Oh,
college, boom, boom, boom. But once you have gotten to the professional level of play, it's hard for me to just accept that the pressure just got to you.
why
Like
not?
even Ben Simmons not taking that layup. I don't look at that and say, bro tweaked or bro was under pressure and he didn't know what to do as a basketball player. I look at that and say he had problems playing in Philly.
What?
There was a power struggle between him and Joel because at the time the franchise didn't know who they were building the team for. Was it a team being built for Ben or a team being built for Joel? Because while Joel kept being hurt, Ben was there. But Joel was also Joel when he was healthy. So who do you build this team for? I think Ben, pissed off with the situation, said, y'all don't want me to be the hero. Figure out somebody else to do it.
Are
That's
you
my
serious
personal
right now?
opinion. Yeah,
Are you serious right
that
now?
is my opinion. That's
Bro,
my opinion.
I'm 6'10", bro. I'm gonna
Because
kick it to a dude who 5'7". Are you serious right now?
because I don't care. I'm purposefully doing this. I'm not 6'10" kicking to a 5'7" because I'm scared to take a layup.
Why
That's
didn't you
not
take it?
what's happening.
Are you being for real right now?
Yes, I'm being for real about that. I just think certain things to me, I don't think it's people just breaking on that level. It ain't just breaking under pressure, bro. It ain't just. I'm not chalking it up to just breaking under pressure. You're not gonna sell me that narrative. That's not
Why
the narrative
not?
you're gonna
So
sell
you
me.
don't
I'm
feel
not.
like you don't believe in pressurized situations can make or break a
Yes,
player?
yes, I do, but I don't think you
No.
do. I don't think you do that at that level of play. These dudes
Why
do this.
not, bro?
They do this for a living. They do it for a
So
living. Have you seen any other professional tradesman, any other tradesman that is a real professional tradesman? This is a master of his craft. Have you seen them under pressure and fold and break? I have not seen that happen to people who are masters at what they do.
bro.
Professional athletes are masters at what they do. That's why they're
So
there.
so you never seen a star player miss a free throw in the clutch. You never seen it.
In high school and college. I've obviously seen it in the
In the
NBA,
NBA.
but I think it's purposeful. I don't think they're doing it on
You think they missed
because
on
they
purpose?
scared. Yes.
Oh my God. So you think you're supposed to make 100% of free throws in the
No,
clutch?
I'm not saying you're not. See, now you want to play semantics of like, so everything's supposed to be. No, obviously they're going to miss shots. But what I'm saying is, you are a superstar athlete. You know what this moment is. You've been in this moment your entire life. You've made pressurized free throws to win championships from a state level, college level, or
Yeah.
big college games. So you telling me just because you're in the NBA, all of a sudden now there's a fear factor to this?
Yeah.
That's what you no, bro. I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that. That's just me though. That's just me. I'm not buying that. But
So
let's
pressure don't
continue.
exist. Pressure don't exist to you in
It's not
game.
that person. All right, let's continue to move on though. We'll
That's
circle back. We'll circle
crazy.
back. Since we talking about pressure, let's continue with the NFL preview with this question. Who who will have to repeat what they did last season? Since we're talking about pressure, what team will have to repeat what they did last season? Which team is on like somewhat of a hot seat on like we better get where we need to be. Otherwise, it might be some things shaking around here
I'm gonna go with the LA Rams
because of the Miles Garrett trade
because of the Miles Garrett trade,
and the
because
trade
of
and the McBride trade. Yeah.
And Aaron Donald's coming back.
Oh, is he? Is that
And
official? Is that official?
I mean, come on now.
It might as well be. I get
It
you.
might
I
as
get you.
well
I
be.
get you. I get you.
Then they went and traded because they weakness was they secondary. They
And they
went and
got
got
McBride.
Trent
Trent
McDuffie
McDuffie.
from the
McDuffie.
Chiefs,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
got Jalen Watson from the Chiefs.
Mm,
So you shored up your back line, and so you got Puka, you got Devontae, you got Kyrie, you got all these weapons, and you just shored up your defense. And Aaron Donald coming back, even though he might not be the Aaron Donald when he first retired, you still got Fisk on the outside. You still got Miles Garrett.
hmm
And because of all of those pieces, I believe like they're obviously the betting favorite, but also they're expected to win. Also because of Matthew Stafford's age.
Yeah.
Also because, like it's you don't know. They drafted Ty Simpson in the draft.
Yeah.
And so if they don't get it done this year, I think they're the biggest ones that need to get it done from what they did last year.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Vari, what you got?
Steph cold. Like y'all be picking the cold dude. Like, that's tough. I don't know. I almost like probably like, but my boy don't really never had no roster though. I feel like the Bills. I feel like Josh Allen got to get over the hump.
Mm.
Like, cause once he get over the hump, once he win one time, I'm putting him top seven easy top seven all time
He
easily.
missed his chance last year. He didn't have his kryptonite in the playoffs, Mahomes.
They cheated him. They really
Ah,
cheated him. They really cheated him, but that's another story. It's all good. I understand. I get it.
yeah, he ain't have Mahomes in the playoffs, so that's his kryptonite right there.
I mean, that's everybody kryptonite. You can't count that. Like that's just like everybody losing in the East to LeBron. I don't count that against you, but that's cool. But that's another level. But like he don't really never had no team. Like I know they think James Cook and his boy DJ Moore finna be like, but I don't really think that's really nothing. Like it's cool. You got a little better. You didn't get better where I can put you over the Patriots or the Broncos, but Josh Allen can will us to a victory, but I'm saying like eventually he gonna have to actually need somebody to go make a play. Now I feel like with Diggs, they had the perfect mix, but he just couldn't beat the Chiefs. So now it's like we don't got that no more. Like we don't have really
Yeah.
nothing. We don't have nothing. What do we got? Because I know
Yeah.
when Gonzo go get on DJ Moore, take him out the game.
Okay, bro. I don't think that's gonna happen like that because
Yeah,
you going crazy on DJ. All right,
bro.
look.
Gonzo is Christian
PS2 and
Gonzalez.
Gonzo against
Yeah, he
DJ
talking about
Moore
Gonzalez. He talking about
Christian Gonzalez from
Gonzalez.
the
Yes,
Patriots. Okay,
yes,
okay.
yes.
and
That's who he talking about.
PS2 on DJ Moore. You want
Oh
to
my God, bro. And you just treat DJ Moore like he just nothing, bro. Like he ain't been a
be
Pro Bowl receiver, 1,000-yard receiver
like I'm
consistently.
not saying that,
Okay,
bro.
all
You
right,
gotta
all right.
understand who he going
And he
against,
with Josh Allen, so like that does help him to some capacity. Like,
bro. They gotta go against Gonzo and
all
PS2.
right, so look, this is what I would say. I got Baltimore. Baltimore is my team
I
that is
hate on
on
my
the hot
team.
seat. They my team that's on the hot seat. And the reason why I say that is because there was, some things circulating last season after the way it went, whether or not Harbaugh would be back. They didn't know whether or not they was going to pay Zay. They was questioning whether or not there should be talks with Lamar about extensions. It's just they're in a situation where they feel like they've given enough weapons to Lamar. They feel like they've given enough defensive support, traded for Roquan Smith a couple years ago, added some more players to their defense. They feel like they've done a lot to put a Super Bowl contending team roster together, and they have not gotten back to the AFC Championship. So That's a situation that I think is ready to explode if this season does not end up with a berth to the Super Bowl for the Baltimore Ravens. If they don't get to the Super Bowl, in my opinion, or at least have a very competitive showing in the AFC Championship game, only losing to the likes of Patrick Mahomes, because losing to anybody else in the AFC will still blow that team up. If they don't have that type of season, I think there's going to be some problems in Baltimore. There's going to be some moving and shaking around. Not saying that Lamar would be out the way or something, but somebody ain't going to be there. Could be a GM, could be Harbaugh, could be a receiver or two or a player or two, but
Hey,
Baltimore is going to have some
hey, hey,
implode
hey,
if
man,
they
look.
don't get there. Well,
Hey, look. See, this is what we're not gonna do, bro. We're not gonna hate on my team. And then,
I'm not hating on them. I'm not hating on
wait,
them.
wait. Just let me help you out. Let me help you just a little bit. First of all, Harbaugh's already gone. He coached the Giants. Harbaugh's
That's
gone
true.
already.
That is true.
Then we already extended Zay Flower. He just got paid 2 days ago.
And I know, but they wasn't going to pay him at first.
And
Then they made that
then
decision to do
you
Do
it.
you
talking about
think
blowing up, bro. We lost to Josh Allen. Did you see what Mark Andrews did? Did you see that?
do you think Zay Flowers is the number one receiver?
No, I don't. I don't. I don't.
That's why
He's
they
a
were. That's why they were questioning
who
giving
else
him
can we
that
get?
money.
Who else is
I
available?
This is what I'm. That's what I'm saying, Jabari. I forgot Harbaugh is gone, but that's what I was saying. The reason why, but that speaks to what I'm saying even more. Harbaugh is gone because they had to pick somebody last season for what the blunder was for Baltimore. That's even helping my point even more. I forgot Harbaugh was with the Giants, but they moved on from him due to the fact that Baltimore had a bad season. What do you think they're looking at now? You think they really just giving a new head coach? They're giving a new head coach a fresh slate, but this team is not a fresh situation. They
Bro,
have been together long enough where they have to show and prove themselves. They got to do something this year. They do. Otherwise, I think Baltimore is going to move some things around to reshape that team in the identity of their new head coach. That's
bro,
what I think. And that may be Lamar Jackson, may not be their guy. That new coach may not think Lamar Jackson is his type of quarterback. I'm
no.
I'm saying that. I'm saying that could be a possibility. I
Whoa,
actually
man.
forgot. You know what? I'm glad you said. I really did forget Harbaugh was gone to the Giants. I really did. But that helps me because it says that even last year they felt some type of way about how it ended. That they needed to make some moves. So that tells me if this season goes somewhat similar, how are they not still thinking to make more decisions about the roster? They're going to. They're going to. And like you said, and I agree, Zay got paid because at that point, what else are you going to do? You're either trading for a wide receiver and giving up assets to get them, or you going to pay Zay. Because if you don't pay Zay, somebody else will, and now you don't have a weapon for Lamar. So you pretty
Or
much hands tied behind your back.
or would you have liked them to sign Diggs?
No, I don't think Stephon Diggs is a game changer wide receiver anymore.
What,
I don't think he's that type of guy. No, I don't think he's that type of
bro?
guy.
You
I
Because
think I
I
think he I think he's on the Odell Beckham track. You left once you left where you was, you just on that track of where you're a name that used to be that everybody is still trying to figure out. Can we squeeze something left? But
he
Stephon
had
Diggs is on that track.
he had a pretty good season with New
Ray just
England.
had a rack last year, bro.
It was okay. It was okay.
A
It was
rack is
okay with New
okay.
England. It was okay with New England. He wasn't special. He wasn't special.
A
He wasn't
rack
special.
off of ACL.
He wasn't special.
But Lamar better than Drake May. So with Zay Flowers on one side, Diggs on the other side, Henry in the backfield, and you got the threat of Lamar running, you don't think that would have like boosted their offense a little bit?
I think it helps, but then you also got to figure out how you going to put Stephon, how you going to implement Stephon into the offense? Is that going to take away from what you give to Zay? Is that going to take away from what you do with Lamar? Is that going to take away from how you use the running backs? Is that going to take away from how much he looks at his tight end targets? How much do you have to center that offense around Stephon Diggs in order for him to be motivated to be out there? Is the question. I don't know that. I just keep saying that he's going from team to team to team, and that obviously it ain't just because he's unproductive on the football field. It has to be other things that's involved with it.
Yeah,
I
he do something
So
off
mean,
the field.
yeah, he a little freaky.
He
He
a
a little
demon. What else you want?
he a little
okay,
freaky. That's
I don't know. I don't know if that's the only thing. It could really be certain things within the locker room, within how much you have to give attention to him and make sure he gets his touches.
As you should.
We know wide receivers can be divas, but
Yeah.
what I'm saying is, if that guy to you is not a prominent uh person within your offensive scheme, then you're not going to give them that type of emphasis, and then that may create problems and chemistry issues. It's the same reason why do you think DJ Moore is not in Chicago? It's not because he can't be a productive wide receiver. It's because the chemistry he has with the coach and the chemistry he has with the quarterback is not good. Their wide receivers of the future is Rome and Luther. There's no space for DJ in that. We just need now somebody to supplement in that slot spot. That's it. We don't need no other person that got an ego here. So we got to move him. What I'm saying is, you bring a Stephon Diggs in that room, he may have an ego that maybe you don't want that new coach maybe don't want to deal with. But that will speak to my later question when we get to the end of this, because I think there's something similar going on with other players in a different sport. But that kind of can summarize. I mean, we can ask like who we think will win the Super Bowl, but that don't really matter. That's not really cool. We can wait for the season to kind of like get started, and then we can start working on Super Bowl predictions. But for right now, I like our NFL preview for the moment. So if anybody doesn't have anything else to say, maybe we can move on to a different topic. Or if anybody else wanted to finish off with something, the floor is yours.
No, we can move on, but I do have two people who I got to come out, the AFC and NFC, and I got two dark horses.
Okay. All right, we'll do that next time.
Uh,
All right, so let's pivot real quick. Let's talk about the WNBA. Obviously, we know the star-studded teams, the Liberties, the Aces. We know the rookie stars that are on Minnesota. We know Ozzy
AZ
Fudd,
Fudd,
and then the I forgot the name of the young guard that's with the Minnesota Lynx, but she killed Olivia Miles.
Olivia Mal. Come on now.
Yeah, Olivia Miles. Sometimes it's been a long day. It's been a long
MVP,
day.
man.
Yeah.
MVP.
But my question is, with all of this insertion of all this talent, Paige coming in, being what she became, and turning into the dog that we all knew she was going to be. You got the likes of what we thought was going to be a dynamic conversation between Angel Reese entering and Caitlin Clark coming in at the same time, and how that was going to be. People kind of compared it to being like maybe a WNBA version setup of like Larry versus Magic, where you got Angel versus Caitlyn and all of the divide that it created. But with that division comes ticket sales, comes people's interest, becomes rooting size, and all of that. But my question is, now that we have had some years removed from the hoopla and the spectacle that may have been what people thought was going to be another Larry Bird Magic with Angel Reese and Caitlyn, the Indiana Fever has not become what people thought that they were going to become with the insertion of Caitlin Clark, having Aaliyah Boston, and the team that they, ultimately crafted. This Fever team has not become what people thought that they were going to become. All right, not as well as the Chicago Sky with injuries, but it is known all throughout the WNBA that Chicago Sky is amongst the worst organizations in all of the W. So we can kind of knock that situation a little off of Angel's back, because clearly she was in an organization that does not do anything to put themselves in a position to be successful outside of a WNBA year for Candace Parker to win a championship.
Let's
So,
just say Chicago teams in period.
yeah,
Like, you know what I'm saying? In
that's
general.
kind of fair. That's kind of
In
fair.
general, they all suck when it comes to
They
management.
all are kind of yeah, they all are kind of ran very, very poorly. But sticking on what the topic of the conversation, with everything that's going on with the W, people having problems with Caitlin Clark, people who support Caitlin Clark being willing to kind of antagonize certain type of player, certain black players in the WNBA, the Indiana Fever, and now is being considered like the white privilege team, and all these different things. Just throwing what's happening out there. Caitlin Clark has been criticized for sometimes her lack of ability to be clutch when mattered the most, having a tendency to have very high turnover games and games that are very tight, very pressurized, and she's just not necessarily, in a sense. becoming that next stepping stone ladder of like a Sue Bird, a Diana Taurasi, that type of point guard and player. Is the WNBA hesitant? And this is the question, is the WNBA being hesitant and calling Caitlin Clark not necessarily a bust, but just maybe overhyped?
I don't think she a bust. Is
No, I don't
this
think she's a bust either,
is
but
this her second or third year? This her third year. Yeah, her third year.
I
And I
think, yeah, third
mean,
or fourth year. Yeah,
her
third year.
third year. So her rookie year, she won Rookie of the Year,
Hmm.
led the WNBA in assists, and broke the rookie record for assists in the season.
Right.
This year, they're number one in the East, headed
Okay.
in, the playoffs are about to start. Now, everybody gonna say, well, what about Kelsey Mitchell? Cool. But Caitlin Clark is still averaging 21 points and 8 assists,
Hmm.
shooting, you know what I'm saying, 36% from the 3 point and 44% from the field.
Okay.
So I feel like, yeah, can she be a Karen? Yeah, but I feel like the ratings that she brings in is kind of like that Floyd Mayweather effect. Whereas like you just tuning in to see me fail. So she gets the casual fan and she just gets more eyes on the W. I feel like also with the hype that was built around her in college and the rivalry between her and Angel Reese, that national championship had the most viewers out of any NBA championship in a long time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I
Hmm.
feel like she's not a bust. And I just feel like Kaylin is, she do have to tone down on some of her complaining. She do have to tone down on some of the theatrics or
Hmm.
like whatever she brings with her. And if she just hoop, I feel like she'd be cool and she could potentially be one of the faces of the league, like coming up.
So, Jabari, would you say that she's delivered on the promise of what she was going to be as a WNBA player? Has she delivered with her game, in your
I'm gonna
opinion?
be I'm gonna be real with you, bro. And CC, I trust every day of the week. She's super cold. She top five in points and top three in assists, bro. I can't like it's nothing else that you can do as a basketball. She a top pass and a top scorer. What else you want in a basketball player? We wasn't talking about the WNBA before she got there. It was cold players, of course. We're not saying it's a bad league because the people love to holler that y'all didn't know, bro. We wasn't watching before Caitlin. We wasn't. Not saying that Candace Parker wasn't cold. Not saying it wasn't cold players. We know about the Maya Moores. We know about Simone. We know about all these people. But if it's not for Caitlin Clark, like she bringing off the court and on the court.
But I'm
Like,
not. But I'm not asking about like the spectacle that's Caitlyn, because clearly I know the spectacle of Caitlyn has delivered the goods, the ticket sales, the
oh
jersey
man,
sales. But that's what I'm asking. With like the success of Indiana not necessarily being there, right? They haven't
but
done too much in the playoffs. They haven't, you know what I'm saying? Like they haven't dominated their conference or anything like that. So
They
I mean,
they was in the playoffs last year to go to the championship. They just
it's
lost to
it's
the
better teams
Aces.
though. Like they don't have a great team. They have some great individuals like Kelsey Mitchell Cole, Aaliyah Boston. She sometime, but they going against like Stewie like an all time great. Like I don't expect her to beat her like that. Like that ain't just something that you like. Certain people, you're not just gonna go beat them. Like you're not just gonna go beat the Aces. You're not just gonna go beat the Liberty. Like that's a different level. You gotta ascend to an all time high for a third year player to go beat somebody been in the league 10 years. That's kind of tough to do. Like this ain't like I don't see too many Cinderella stories in WNBA. Like we know the final three teams gonna be every season. So to think that Caitlin Clark is gonna come in and beat them all of a sudden, nah, bro, that's not going on.
but you don't think with the hype that was given to her coming in and how they were talking about her and
Yeah,
basically being a savior for the WNBA
yes,
in a
he
sense
delivered.
because of her game. No, because of her game.
Yeah,
Not necessarily because of her being this, just all-time marketable
yes,
figure. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily because she was this all-time marketable figure that we were discussing her. We were discussing her because of her game and the things that she was doing at Iowa with her shooting and scoring. She was pretty much supposed to be like incoming Steph Curry. That's essentially how they were marketing her, that she was going to bring that type of value to the WNBA. My question is not the business that is Caitlin Clark, just the player that is Caitlin Clark. Has the player Caitlin Clark delivered on the hype that was given to her? And you're saying yes. That's all. That's really all I'm
Yeah.
asking. You're saying
Yeah,
okay,
because
okay,
you want her to win a championship. That's a team thing. Like it's hard to win a championship just off your back. Her and Kelsey
100%,
Mitchell dynamic duo,
100%,
bro. But
100%.
Aaliyah
And,
Boston can't guard B. Stu or Asia. So even if they do get to the champ, she can't guard neither one of them.
and like I said last year, they lost to the Aces
Right,
to go to the finals,
right,
and
right,
this
right.
year they the number one seed.
Bro, she the GOAT.
This her third year.
She ascending, bro. I don't know what else y'all want. A basketball player to be top three in assists, top three in points. You can't get no better than that. Like,
No,
what else you want me to do? And I'm small. I'm not even big. I'm small. I don't run fast. I don't jump high. Like, what else you want? Like, that's a
no,
pure basketball player.
no. She's just skilled. She's very, very skilled.
What else
She's
you
a
want?
very skilled player.
Man,
As you know,
NCC, I'm gonna get a shirt made. NCC, I trust.
I believe you. I believe you will do that. I believe you
NCC.
will do that. And then, like I said, this is not me really saying that she's not. I'm not saying she's a bust. All I'm
I
saying is
hope
I
not.
just no, I'm not. I'm not saying she's a bust. I'm just asking, was she a little overhyped? That's all. That's really all I was asking. Was she a
That's
little
tough.
overhyped?
No,
That's
I
cool.
think she delivering, but also because now that she has brought more eyes to the sport, that is kind of like back in the day, we went to the City of Palms tournament in Florida, and we playing against Finlay Prep with Corey Joseph and Nick Johnson and Tristan Thompson. So it's like they coming to see them, but okay, you coming to see Caitlin. So let me go ahead and put my name out there. So I feel
Right.
like because of the eyes she bringing, I mean, you got your Olivia Mileses, you got your Paige Beckers, who was supposed to be in the same draft class, but she tore her ACL that year at UConn
Right. Right.
because I believe Paige is better overall. But
Then Caitlin.
yeah. And I just feel so. I feel like because of the ass she bringing, yes, she have to go against these juggernauts. Like the Aces are going for their fourth championship in 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Then you got Minnesota. Then you got New York. Then you know what I'm saying. So it's gonna like he said, it's a team thing. But these other players are now like you starting to see. So I mean, she just gotta, like I said, stop with the complaining, and she just gotta just keep hooping. She
All
got to
right.
keep hooping. But I
All
think
right.
she delivering so far to only be her third year in the league for sure.
But
All right. Go ahead. All right, cool. Well, that'll wrap up that. Like I say, I'm not just for the audience to know, I'm not calling her a bust. It's just a question of whether or not her game, not the business that is Caitlin Clark, because that has definitely delivered every aspect of value to the WNBA. But the player herself, I just wondered if she delivered the goods in that capacity. And we're moving on with a consensus of yes, she has. So let's move on. Still talk about basketball though, but let's pivot to the NBA. And let's talk about a few players in the NBA. And we won't necessarily have to talk about them specifically, but the question for me is the veteran value in the NBA seems to not be as how can I put it, as needed, required the way that it used to be. It used to be a thing where you needed veterans on your team, that veteran presence, that guy that can mentor, teach, show, illustrate, whatever, however you want to, discuss it, the value of a veteran. It seems right now, though, in the NBA, these roster spots that would be typically given to the veterans are now being given to developmental projects, G League players, undrafted players, players who are just coming from overseas and can barely speak English because either uh, I'm not sure exactly why. I don't know if it's a mandate to say like once you get past your top nine guys, the back end guys are players that you're supposed to be having in development. That's the purpose. That's the reason why you're not going to give it to a veteran who may be asking for minutes and time. We're trying to load the back end of this roster with guys that we can just develop along the season in the G League and all of that type of stuff. And then only if somebody gets hurt, we have those guys to put them in the game. With that said, the question is, what is going on in the NBA where you have a Russell Westbrook who can't who doesn't find himself with a team right now, or DeMar DeRozan who doesn't find himself with a team, or Bradley Beal or Klay Thompson trying to figure out will he or will he not be back in Dallas? What is happening to the NBA culture? What is happening to the way teams are putting, rosters together? What is happening in that aspect where you can see these type of players with those type of careers not having essentially a job right now? And whoever wants to start off, perfectly fine.
Well, I feel like one, it's kind of like how the gap is being in society now, where it's like you got a rich class, you got a poor class. So I feel like because of the second apron, and I took some notes on that, like the restrictions that you will have with the second apron. So basically it's like either a max contract or it's either a minimum contract. It's like no more in between because of this new collective bargaining agreement. So the notes I took down with the second apron, um, one, if you're in the second apron, you have no taxpayer mid-level exception. So that's one. Then let's say a player is waived. If they made above a certain salary, you can't go sign that player. Then also, if you're in the second apron, you can have draft pick penalties. So Denver, for instance, this year are in the second apron. If they end the season in the second apron, then their pick 7 years from now would be frozen. So meaning they can't trade it. So let's say Denver is in the second apron this year, they find the bread, or they just gonna say whatever because we have this bird rights, and they give Peyton Watson another deal. And so for the second year in a row, they're in the second apron. Then they can take your draft pick and move it to the end of the draft. So let's say you supposed to get the 14th pick, they can move it to the 30th
There's the
pick
right.
because you're in the sec that those so those are kind of the restrictions. So I feel like a Russell Westbrook, a DeMar DeRozan, and these players, they not able to find their home because one, are you going to accept the role that we have for the money that we're offering? And it was kind of like why Carmelo kind of got blackballed you know, for a while until I think LeBron said, I want Carmelo on my team. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you don't, if they don't have the money, it's gonna be hard. And are you so now it's like to Russell and DeMar and Kaminga, are you willing to take these lesser contracts to fit this role, even
Mm-hmm.
though you can do more, even though you are worth more? So that's my take on that.
Yeah, I just feel like, see, Russ, that's my guy. Russ, it's like he don't really fit into no role. Like when he on the basketball court, he do everything. So he can't really accept the role. Like I do too much to accept the role. And so I don't know if he just want to play for the love, then that'd be cool. He'll have a job. But I'm sure he want to get paid for his service. Like I feel like DeMar gonna be signed next week or two because he still can do a little bit more than Russ and Klay. Klay, he just got to clean up the offseason. Like the offseason stuff, that's really messing his career right now. Like if he just be cool, lay off the social media, stop doing all the partying out loud, he'll be on the team too. Because he still got one of the best like shots in the game. So Russ' attitude holding him back. DeMar, I think he's gonna be signed pretty soon. Like as far as the roles, like they superstars, so they really don't see like you can't really fit them in a role. Like it's hard for me to go from a superstar for 10 plus years and then you sign me to a bad team and want me to take a back seat. Now, if you sign them to a playoff team, cool. But if you sign me to a trash team, who am I taking a back seat for? Like, what am I taking a back seat to? Like, what are we doing? We losing anyways. So you want me to lose on top of us losing as a group. So, I mean, I think they only looking for playoff teams. Like, I can't see. It's just too much pride, bro. Like, I just can't see me being a superstar, bro. And then we going to play for the Kings. And you want me to shoot 7 times a game. You want me to play 25 minutes. Like, bro, what am I doing? Like, so now when I get out there, I'm gunning. So, of course, I'm not going to develop no young dude. I got to get mine. I'm got contract incentives. I'm trying to get my next contract. Hopefully, a playoff team pick me up. So now it's like they rubbing people the wrong way. And then, the owners talk. Like, we knew you couldn't control Russ from the rookie year. can't control Russell Westbrook. If he don't want to do it, he's not gonna do it. And what he want to do, he gonna do it. If you're gonna put him on the court, he's gonna do whatever he wants to do. He's proven that his entire career. So signing him to mentor somebody, bad decision. Like bad decision. So mentoring from Russ, he can play, but how can he teach you how to play though? Can't nobody play like Russell Westbrook but Russell Westbrook. What is he gonna teach you?
But
Like
also, all the playoff teams don't have the money no more. The
exactly.
money dried up.
They got to play for the love. Play for the
So,
love or retire.
so you both feel like it's a financial thing. You don't think there's a systemic mandate to devalue quote unquote superstar veterans. Because I think teams are bringing in veterans. Like teams are bringing in a
Yeah,
DeAndre
people that
Jordan.
don't want to play.
Right. Teams are bringing in a DeAndre Jordan. Teams will bring in a Kevin Love on the back end of his career who can't do much. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a veteran superstar that can still contribute, it seems like there's a systematic approach to humbling you or
Yes.
squeezing you out of the NBA. And I feel like it's becoming even more dramatic and apparent because obviously, like Coach K stated earlier, the Melo experience was the first one that we saw in real time. Like, why is Melo of all players? He can't find employment,
Yes.
and then you see years later where there's obvious teams who have terrible big men, and DeMarcus Cousins can't get a job, and we know that he can still play. He can still offer something. So it's just like you're watching that type of stuff. I mean, obviously you started years ago with somebody like a Michael Beasley, who you're like, well, his talent, how is he not able to still make a team? But you know, you look over it because you say, well, Michael Beasley was never a superstar. But now we're talking about converse. Now we're having a conversation about guys who are Klay Thompson, a four-time champion, DeMar DeRozan, 6-time, I think 7-time All-Star player who was pretty much the face of a franchise in Toronto. Russell Westbrook, MVP, Triple Crown winner over and over again. It's just like you got players like that who are not getting opportunities. It can't just be because we can't make financial space for you. It has to be that we can put a DeAndre Jordan, we can put a Kevin Love on a roster, but you, DeMar, you, Clay, you, Russell Westbrook, for some reason, we don't have space for you though, because
Yeah.
you're a little too demanding of a superstar, and I think that's
Yes.
what it is. The second Urban is obviously doing this thing. It's making it hard for teams to just go out and sign anybody. But I also think that there is a systematic approach that's at hand where the NBA is trying to set a bar on what they feel like is the transition for veteran superstars who are not the likes of a Steph Curry, LeBron James, KD, or any of those type of players. If you're not one of them, then you have to become one of these. You know what I mean? Like if you're no longer
Yeah.
one of them,
But
you have to become one of these. Otherwise, no matter what type of work you've put inside this professional space called the NBA, we're gonna treat you like you're an undrafted player. And to me, that's insane because that never happened to Carmelo. That never happened to Gary Payton. That never happened to any of the players that we know that were able to play on the back end of their careers.
bro,
They never experienced not being able to get employment. They never experienced that. So to me, it's weird to see this happening like this with more and more players. It felt isolated at one point, like I said with Melo. Now it seems like it's just a thing. It's just a thing. If you age as a superstar and you're not still one of them, we're gonna treat you like you never did this. We're gonna treat you like you are an undrafted player, which is different. That's different to me. That's all I'm saying.
as you should, bro. Think about it. Everybody you
As you
name,
should.
yes, everybody you
Okay.
name, bro, got a bad attitude. Melo, Boogie, Russ, DeMar, he even
Mar.
killed. Clay, he that's what I'm saying. Clay just got the social media word going. If he didn't have that going on, he would be cool, bro. Like he was cool. We didn't see Klay Thompson on nobody TV screens. We never seen him outside. The moment he went outside, everything went down for him. He should have stayed put up. He'd have been cool. But as a superstar, bro, when you can't do what a superstar do, you gotta transition into a lower level player. Like Kevin Love and Andrew Jordan, they don't want to play, and you don't gotta pay me that much. I just want to be on the team. The guys we talking about, they don't have that attitude. I'm not one of them type of people. You're not gonna treat me like that. So I'm just not gonna play. And the NBA gonna show you that you're not gonna play. Now, if they had max shoe deals and they was in all the commercials, it'd be different. But we not marketing y'all anyways. Y'all don't have big shoe deals. So what however you want to play it, we're gonna win in the end. That's just how it's going. Like, so they gotta either play for the love, get the little vet man, the 1 million, the 2 million, or retire. Like that's it. Like Melo did a whole press conference. Man, P, I gotta come off the bench. Yes. Yes, you gotta come off the bench. Yes. You need to come off the bench. Yes. You're not gonna get out here and shoot it 25 times. No, you're not doing it. So how you want to do this? Play your 15 minutes. Melo could have been the Olympic Melo. He's still been in the league right now if he wanted to be. Melo still want to be New York Melo, Denver Melo. No, we don't want you doing it. We didn't see you shoot 25 shots. It didn't amount to nothing. We don't want to see that no more. We're tired of saying that. Just be Olympic Melo. You led us in scoring. You only playing 15 minutes. You getting all your same shots. We just gonna see a quick spurt of Melo. Cool. Put him back in the fourth. Cool. But we don't need to see Russ out there running fast, turning it over, shooting a bunch of bricks, cussing people out. We don't need to see that. Like, that's not good for the league. We don't need to see that. It's entertaining for us. I like when Russ go out there and do it. But for everybody else, bro, they don't want to see that. Like, we don't want to see you do this, bro. Like, you causing more
That is
harm than
so
good.
funny.
We don't want to see it, bro. Like, and DeMar, he really getting the short end of the stick because DeMar really could go in and still probably get about 18 to 20. Because he don't use athleticism for his game. Like he's using real skill work in the mid range. So he really can still
Right.
go out there and perform at a high
But
level.
he plays no defense.
Exactly. And he old.
And
So
I feel like because he only in the mid range, that's not what a game is right
yes,
now.
not marketable. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see you
Mm.
shoot a bunch of twos, bro. Go out there and shoot you some threes, bro. Like that's why Melo had to get, bro. You shooting all mid. We know you can make it, bro, but we want to see some threes going, bro. Like we ain't trying to watch the game be 89 no more, bro. That's them days over.
But
Like you
it's
can play in that era. So I don't even know why you doing it anyway. But it's cool, bro. Like you know this, bro. You gotta get the old dogs out. If an old dog want to be a new dog, he gotta roll. You know
Yeah,
that.
but I think my issue isn't necessarily the conversation. It's the way that it's happening. Yes, I understand that when it comes down to some superstars, they transition to no longer being the guy. That
Yes,
happens.
that's
Some
hard.
some some superstars maintain being the guy their entire career. Your Kobe's, your Mike's, your LeBron's, your Steph's, somewhat your KD. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, who you pausing on?
Slow down, slow down, slow down. But I'm with you though. But just slow down. Go ahead. With you. Slow down, slow down. Everybody with no superstar for the duration of their career, but slow down. But go
What
ahead.
about a name that wasn't a superstar that
A
for the
few, a
duration of
few,
their career?
a few of them. But go ahead. Go
So
ahead.
Mike, he's talking
Slow
about
down,
you
down.
gotta
But go ahead. Slow down though. But go ahead.
he gotta be talking about Mike. That's crazy. Anyway, what I'm saying though is you can still properly show appreciation for the value that those players offer the league. You can still do that. That's what I mean by like we didn't see this with the Patrick Ewings, the Alonzo Mourners, the like I said, the Karl Malones, the Gary Paytons, the none of these players that even Mike Miller, we saw Chandler Parsons basically just steal a contract from Memphis and Houston, and nobody had a problem. He only had maybe 1 or 2 good years. I'm just saying, like we watched Jamal Crawford gracefully give us what he gave us year in year out, with nobody bothering him or asking questions about can he commit to this or can like that's not the era of basketball I watched. I watched the superstar veterans that were once superstars be able to leave the league appreciated, valued, still given opportunities to play, mentor, or even be on championship teams possibilities if they never won in their time span. What I'm seeing now in the NBA is a direct statement of, yeah, you did all that. That was cool.
Out of
We
here.
don't right. We don't
Yes.
care. We don't care about that. And we don't care to even show the appreciation for the work that you've you've given to the league and helping keeping this thing going, we don't even care to show you that appreciation by making sure that you can get to a team over here that can put you in position to still play or give you an opportunity to win or at least sign you so that we are still showing that we care about those who help pave the way for the future and keep this thing going. Like that's insane to me.
But
That
that's why I say I think it's a financial thing because of that second apron.
the
Because
second apron is just keeping teams from just not
so
doing
Bro,
anything
be a
for.
perfect
Yeah, go
word,
ahead.
bro.
so let's take Boston for example when they won the championship. You were
Right.
paying Tatum, you were paying Brown, you were paying Porzingis,
Yeah.
Holiday. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? You got all these players, but then I don't want to pay this luxury tax or I don't want to lose these picks. So now it's like, I mean, I could keep you Holiday, but would you play for the minimum? I could keep you, you know what I'm saying?
For
Like
Porzingis, but would
I
you
could
play
keep you,
for?
but would you play for this? And I mean, that's just the way that the game is going. Even like the Thunder, even though we've been calling them shrewd operators and how they getting rid of players and getting draft compensation back, eventually their time is going to come because they are paying Shea, J Dub, and Chet. You're not going to be able to keep a Casey Wallace. You're not going to be able to keep an AJ Mitchell. You're not going to be able to keep, you know what I'm saying, a Caruso, these type of players. So it's like Jabari said, would you want to play because you know what we got here and we can potentially win for the like just for the love, or are you looking to go elsewhere to get that bread?
But that's fine when you're talking about those type of players. What I'm saying is seeing the Thunder have a Chet Holmgren, a J Dub, a Shea, one of them end up leaving OKC, and then the rest of the league is like, we ain't got no space for you, Shea. We ain't got no space for you, J Dub. Like that's what I'm saying is happening. Like
Yeah,
imagine Shea getting to a point where okay, he's no longer the Shea of old on OKC. His time with OKC comes to an end. It's a beautiful storybook career with OKC, and then he hits the free agent market, and people are like, and we asking questions like, well, SGA has not gotten signed yet. He's not gotten picked
get
up
him
by
out of
anybody.
here.
Like
We don't want him, bro. We don't want him, bro. He's
I
done.
mean,
Once your time up, bro.
I mean, Bron just signed 2 years for 8 million. You
If
know, and
yeah,
Bron can do
Shay
what
and
anybody can do.
Shay and Shay
yeah,
will
but
never be the player LeBron is.
but what
So
but we know Brian did that by choice. He could have opted into his player option with the Lakers, and he chose not to.
Right.
He specifically went to a team that was structured in a way that could give him a chance to compete for a championship. So that 2 year, 8 million is really a 4 year is really a $4 million deal for me to win a chip. If not, I can move on to the next team that has salary space for me. That's what that
Bro.
was. That's what that was. What I'm saying is teams will still make value and room for a LeBron. Teams will make space for a Steph if they have to. Teams will make space for a KD if they have to. What
Yes.
I'm saying though is, and that's understandable because they're still one of them. And I'm saying I understand that. What I'm saying though is just like I've said, where is that same appreciation for the guys who may not be one of them,
Why?
but they've been in that they've been there before. They've carried a franchise. They've done great things. They've been in the playoffs. They've had these moments. They've been a part of broadening the NBA scope. So with that being said, why is their value just being plummeted to a point where it's just like
Bro, retire.
If you're not LeBron, you might as well right. If you're not
Yes,
LeBron, Steph, or
retire, bro. Yes,
KD,
retire, bro.
you might as well retire.
Yes, retire, bro. Yes. Yes.
That's crazy.
You gotta think about it, bro. Adam Silverman designed the NBA, right? He took. Let me tell you two things he took away. The first one is he took away dynasties. That's why they made the second apron, so nobody could win back-to-back championships, three championships in a row, four championships in a row.
Yeah,
So
no more
now
dynasties. No more dynasties is
got to
what Adam
disperse
Silver
the
don't
money
want.
correctly. So we can't waste time on guys who 15 years in, 16 years in, 17 years in. Bro, listen, we sent you the paper at the beginning of the year. Look, you want the farewell tour? You can take it now. If you don't accept this offer, we're going to treat you like you trash, bro. NBA sending these people letters, bro. They sending them letters like, do you want the farewell tour? Cool. You accept it, you good. If you don't, that's on you. Whatever happens next, happens next. They gotta accept it, bro. They year 17. What type of respect you want them to get? They year 17. Just go sit down. If you
I,
not one of them ones, bro, Go sit down, bro. It's okay. You played 17 years. What else are you offering? The Kevin Loves, the DeAndre Jordans, they just want to be on a team. They never have to play. They don't care. The guys
Yeah,
that you got in that bracket, bro, they want to play big time minutes. They want to be on the floor in the fourth quarter. We don't
right.
have room for that. We don't need you to do that, bro.
Why?
Especially the
But
team.
why? But why don't you need that when you still have teams like in Atlanta that don't really have a closer? When you still have teams like a
Right.
Chicago that don't have a closer? When you have teams like a Milwaukee that don't have a closer? When you got
Right.
all these teams in the NBA that still are missing contributing pieces at a
Right.
high level, and these are guys who have proven it, and you're telling me we don't want proven commodities because
Okay.
they
So
not LeBron,
you
they
a
not
Bulls guy,
Steph, they
right?
not KD.
You a
Yes,
Bulls guy, right?
yes.
Why would you bring Russell Westbrook on your team? To do what?
I'm not. I wouldn't bring Russell to this team because we don't need a Russell.
I'm
But if you want
rebuilding.
to,
I'm rebuilding. We rebuilding, right? The Bulls. We just gonna say we the Bulls right now. We
I would
rebuilding.
bring. I would bring. I would trade for a Klay Thompson
To do what though?
to provide the shooting that we need to be a competitive team.
Okay. So once we bring in Klay Thompson, did we get tremendously better?
I don't know if we get tremendously better, but we definitely get better.
So why spend the money? We only spending money on dudes who
It's
gonna
a
make us
no.
tremendously better, bro.
We're trading for Clay, and we probably trading players that we don't want to keep anyway.
So how much are we gonna pay Klay? Because all this matters. First of
What
all, who is the Bulls' best player?
I don't know right now.
Exactly.
Right now,
Exactly.
if you were to ask me who the Bulls' best player is,
Josh
and you're
Giddey.
at no, I wouldn't necessarily say that. But if you ask some people will say Josh. If you ask some people, they'll say Modest. If you ask some people who are part of this new regime, they're going to tell you it's Caleb Wilson, who they just drafted #4. That's
Right.
who is supposed to be the marquee guy going forward. What I'm saying though is just simply this. It's simply this. Even if I am the Bulls and I may be rebuilding my team, whatever the case may be, I'm still putting a competitive product out there because let's not forfeit the fact that within all of this scheme of what Adam Silver is creating, he's creating a conversation about competitiveness. He does not want teams taking. He does not want teams not putting together a good product. He don't want teams purposefully having a bad roster on display so that they can position themselves for a #1 pick. That's why he's doing all of these alterations to the draft and everything else. So he does want you to put together a competitive roster, even within the confines of the second apron and everything else. My conversation, though, is just simply once again, why are we having a hard time saying that within the confines of being competitive, a person like Klay Thompson adds value to to that competitiveness. A player like Russell Westbrook will add value to you being competitive. A player like DeMar DeRozan will add value to you being competitive. Even depending on the type of team that you have, a healthy Bradley Beal can add value to a team that's supposed to be being competitive. You can't tell me that whatever player from Eastern Turkey or whatever the case may be that you don't know anything about, hasn't proven anything, you're gonna find a spot for them to develop and not really
Yes.
contribute over
Nine,
okay.
9 to 12, bro. We don't need good players for 9 to 12. That's the purpose of being 9 to 12, bro.
All
You
right,
play
okay.
sports all your life. The person who is 9 to 12, we don't care who that is. We don't care, bro. We do not care, bro. Throw some freshmen on there, bro. We don't care, bro. We don't need names 9 through 12, bro. We need names 1 through 8. That's it. 9 through 12, whoever fit the roster, bro. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make it more simpler for you, bro. Those are the GPA athletes. Bro. The 9 through 12, bro, is the GPA athlete, bro. We need those guys. They're
Or
never
the
gonna touch the flow. They
or the
never touch.
kid that got the car so he can get people back and forth to the
Thank
game.
you, bro. They got the crib. They got the grades. Guess what? They on the team. Do we need them to go out there and score any points, throw any touchdowns, catch any touchdowns? No, bro. Just on the team, bro. You asking guys to get all this respect, bro. Just retire, bro. Why you want to keep dropping your averages? You playing less minutes, you scoring less points. You ain't doing nothing but just making your averages get worse and worse and worse. I get what you're saying. You want it to be a perfect world. We
No, I
respect
don't want it to be a perfect world. I just don't
not
think that
happening.
I
We
don't
don't.
think I don't think I think the disrespect
Oh my
needs to
God.
be I
Just
think the
retire.
disres I think the disrespect needs to be spoken about because it's disrespectful. I think it's
Retire.
very I think it's very disrespectful for a league that builds itself off of the backs of their player profiles. It ain't football. Football is built off of the organization, the teams themselves. People are fans of the team. Yeah, we like certain players, but the NFL is built through your appreciation and fandom of an organization and team. The NBA is built off of your appreciation and fandom of the player. We look at the off season for the NBA in the summertime, not to figure out what a team is going to do. We want to know which one of these players is going to decide where they gonna go. Where's Bron going? Is KD going on out of Houston? Is Steph Curry happy about what's going on in Golden State?
Yes.
I can keep so the players is what makes that fandom. What I'm saying is, as a league that is built that way, you don't think it's smart and should be uh, looked at as advantageous to continue the legacy of showing appreciation for those players who were superstars in your league. You don't think it's advantageous or at least valuable enough to continue to show that type of appreciation to them on their way out of the door because they're going to retire, they're going to leave. But we've had a history of still showing appreciation to our older superstars back in the day. But now it just feels like we just telling these guys kick rocks. And I think,
Yes.
Okay, so let's say you the Sacramento Kings
yes,
and I'm Russell Westbrook, and you tell me, hey, we can give you the vet man, come here, this A-Cup show. We want you to come off the bench. Do you think Russ cool with that?
I don't.
No.
Well,
No.
let me say this.
No.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this.
No.
Let me say this. I think it's a conversation that Russ will be okay with if it still fits, if it still allows him to still be a part of the process and be a part of contributing to the winning. My thing is, I don't think Russ is comfortable with you just telling him, and rightfully so, that he shouldn't be a key component to contribution. When you want him to just sit on a bench and just be a mentor, I think that is definitely a smack in the face of Russell Westbrook who could still contribute. He's not, like I said, he's not a Kevin Love with back issues who can't really do much for you but outside of a 4 minute spurt. That's not Russell Westbrook.
Well,
He's not
no,
the
I'm
so so
saying
that, so,
like
that's, so
you
that's
can
what I'm
still have
saying.
a role, but it might be 15 minutes a game.
And
Bro.
Are you cool with that as being
I
Russell Westbrook?
I think Russell is okay with that if the plan is if the plan is that your contribution of your 15 minutes mostly comes in those third and fourths. I
We're
think
not
he's
making
okay with that.
But
I
that's
think
not
he's
a
okay.
we're
that's not
not
a guarantee
plans for
because
you, bro. We're not making
yeah.
plans for you, bro. You 17 years in, bro. You're not contributing to nothing, bro. Go retire.
But
Please. You talking about you a coach, bro. Would you let
yes,
somebody come in, bro, who is well past their heyday and won't gonna tell
no,
you,
no, 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 no.
implement me in the game
No,
plan or
see
I don't
this,
want to play?
but the difference is you're treating Russell Westbrook like he's a Karl Malone way past his heyday. He can still play. So me as a coach, I'm going to find and get the value out of a Russell Westbrook on my roster. Yes, I will. Yes, I
Why?
will. If he can still because he can still contribute. Why am I not going to put in a player that can contribute for a guy that I don't know is a proven commodity? I don't know. This kid that we got at this position, whatever it is that you want me to put on the floor, that you're telling me I should put over the floor over
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook,
yeah,
he's gonna go out there, throw up bricks. He ain't gonna
yeah,
know his defensive assignments. He
yeah,
ain't gonna know where to be on offense. Might cost us a couple of possessions that could be potentially catastrophic to whether or not we're gonna win this game.
yeah,
You want me to do that over putting in a all-star perennial player that knows what to do in these moments, that can actually contribute and help out in winning. You want me to leave him on the bench for the
yeah,
kid that won't help me? That's what you
yeah.
want me to do?
Coach, coach,
Why?
coach, coach, we running a business. I drafted him top 10 for a reason. I don't care if he go out there and airball 20 shots in a row. I don't care what he does. He's a multi-millionaire. He's the number one pick on our board. I don't care what he do. This is a business, coach. If you want your job, coach, you're going to play this guy. Did you see what Jason Williams said when he had Ant on the bench? Because the guy he thought could do this and that, the guy came back there, tapped him on his shoulder. Hey, coach, why is Ant not playing? What did he say, Ant? Who you want me to get, coach? Go get anybody you want. It's a business, coach. You know this. Why do you keep acting like we going to bat? So you're gonna lose your job over a 17-year player, bro. Stop doing that, bro. You're not gonna lose your job. You're not gonna sacrifice your job because you want Russell Westbrook to get in over Acuff, who we paying all this money. It's
No,
his
no.
show,
See,
bro. It's his
you're
show, bro.
you're misinterpreting what I'm saying. I'm not saying Russell Westbrook is going to get more minutes than Akub. We're not here having that discussion. The discussion is the player that is in that 9 to 15 rank. Those are players that we know, quote unquote, as we're saying, will most likely not hit the floor. These are the players that we're just filling the roster with because
Yes,
maybe they played in Thailand somewhere, maybe they played in Spain, maybe they're a
yes.
G League prospect. Maybe they were a player in college that served as a national championship team, and they were a good teammate, and we want to see if maybe they got some development that we can bring them in. I understand that. What I'm saying is those type of players, you're asking me to put them into my offensive system scheme, put them on the floor. You want me to offer them minutes over somebody like a Russell Westbrook? That's the conversation that we're having.
Yes.
Why would I? You're saying yes to that too.
Yes, if they 18 years old, 19 years old, 20 years old, yes. Anything 9 through 12, bro. If they young, we're going to put them in the game, make your mistakes, bro. That's how you going to learn. So by the time you get to 22, 23, 24, now you're ready to be a suitable role player for my team. I already have my A cuff. Bringing in Russell, he's going to hurt somebody's growth. Just like when Vince Carter was playing all them years, bro, he's playing 10 minutes. Vince, go sit down. You taking somebody's spot. We don't want you on the court, Vince. We don't want to see you do nothing on this court, Vince. You just playing for what? What are
Or
you
even,
playing
or
for?
even like
Because he
Harrison Barnes with the Spurs. We just saw that. Like,
What are you here for? What are you
yeah,
here for, bro?
he
What
took
are you
away
doing?
from Keldon Johnson, which
but
could have been
but
the
Harrison
boost.
but Harrison Barnes was never a superstar. So Harrison
No,
Bar so
Even
Harrison
worse.
Harrison Barnes don't factor into this. I'm only talking about superstar players. Players who were once superstars, once
Once.
still no, listen though. They're still capable of being all-stars. They're still putting up those type of numbers. What I'm saying is when you have those type of players, because they're not a LeBron, a Steph, a KD, we're treating them like they are Doug McDermott. That's what I'm saying. How do we go from saying Russell Westbrook should still be treated like he is Tabo Cephalosha? How did we get there? That's what I'm saying.
He
How
got
did
old.
that happen?
He got old.
but then it's like also where can he go to have that impact?
Thank you, Coach K. My
All the
goodness, bro.
all the playoff teams don't have the bread, so you
Who needs
stuck
a
with it.
who
So
needs a
you
point guard? Who needs a point guard right now that we know of? Right
That's a
now
like
that
playoff
needs a
team. No, no,
point
no.
guard.
That's a
a
playoff team.
That's a
playoff
playoff
team.
team. That's a playoff team. Who
Nobody.
do we know?
Nobody.
Miami.
Nobody.
Miami. Miami needs a point guard.
But Miami
Hard
won't
body.
shooting around them, so that's why they considering the Bradley Beal
Bro,
over
what we
a
gonna do
Russell
with Russ,
Westbrook.
bro? What Miami gonna do with Russ? Russ, Giannis,
Russ
and
is
Bam? What they gonna do?
Russ is gonna set the table. He's gonna set the table for Giannis, Bam, whoever you have on the floor. Andrew Wiggins, Tim Hardaway Jr., whoever is on that floor, Russ is gonna set the table for him. We know because we've seen it throughout the course of his career what he does with the basketball in his hand. Again, we're not talking about a player that's Doug McDermott, Tabo Cephalosha, later version of Jeff Teague. We ain't talking about that. We talking about an actual guy that can still go get it.
Bro,
That's what we're talking about in Russell Westbrook.
Russ
That's
is
why.
my
That's
favorite point guard, bro. He needs to
okay, bro.
retire. He needs to
All right,
retire,
cool.
bro.
All right, okay. So
Why do
essentially,
you want?
so
Why
so
you
so
want these
essentially,
guys to do all this, bro? They can't, bro. You get old, bro. It's time to move on, bro. It's
all right, okay,
okay.
okay, all right, okay. So basically, if you're not LeBron James, Steph Curry, or KD, and you pass 15 years, just give it up.
Yes,
All right, cool.
it's okay, bro. It's
Coach K,
okay,
Coach
bro.
K,
It's
you stand
okay,
by that too? You stand by that too?
I
man.
just don't know where he'll go. Where, like I said, all the playoff teams. Yes, Miami would be a good fit, but they don't necessarily want his skill set, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like a fit by fit basis. I mean, you can go to Sacramento, you can go to Brooklyn, you can go to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
And do
but
what?
then, but then,
You
what you
can't come to
playing for?
Chicago because they got Josh Giddey playing point guard right now, so he wouldn't fit in
No, he would
Chicago.
come off the bench. He not
He
gonna
wouldn't.
start.
No, he wouldn't start behind Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey hasn't proven anything for him to be behind Josh Giddey.
He
Being behind Darius Acuff makes more sense because he is their top 10 pick. Somebody like that makes sense because he would understand that they have decided Acuff is their future. Josh Giddey has not proven anything in the NBA to a point that Russell Westbrook needs to sit behind him.
Bro, Josh
but
Giddey 20 years old, bro. Why you keep saying that,
but
bro?
Josh Giddey also look at their contract. So I was watching Nightcap and they was talking about the quarterback battle in Cleveland. And Shador looking way better than Deshaun, but Deshaun makes this amount
Deshaun
of
makes the
money.
money that he makes.
So
Yeah,
because Giddy makes the money that he makes, if Russell was to sign with the Bulls, he's coming off the bench.
well,
And that's what I'm
yeah,
saying. So it's
that's what
like
I'm saying.
it's
Russell wouldn't go there. That's what I'm saying. Russell wouldn't go there.
but even
But
if he go to Miami, he not starting over
why
Davion
not?
Mitchell.
Why wouldn't he not? Why would he not start over Davion Mitchell?
Because
No way.
Davion Mitchell gonna get that ball to Giannis and he gonna get that ball to Bam. He don't
Russell
and
gonna do
he
the same thing.
but also who you think a better shooter. That's what I'm saying. You need the spacing. That's what I'm saying. So they don't require his skill set.
Better shooter and a
Okay,
better defender. Like what is it?
who? Who's the better
Davion
defender?
Davion Mitchell. That's all he do is play defense.
Okay,
You think Russell play better defense than Davion Mitchell right now in his career?
this is what I'm saying. You got a team of Russell Westbrook, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Bam Adebayo, Bobby Portis, and Andrew Wiggins. You
Well, your
still have
spacing.
You have Bobby Portis can knock down a three. Andrew Wiggins
Oh
can
my,
knock down a
bro, we
three, and
not we not hugging.
Bam Adebayo can also shoot from the perimeter as well. These are all three players that can shoot from the perimeter. The only two people that can't play is what you would do. You would put your 1-5 pick and roll between Russell and Giannis. Now you make a decision if you the defense. Are you gonna let Giannis just roll to the basket? Okay, cool. If you go try to stop Giannis from getting to the basket, then Russell gonna get to the cup. Then if you double team Russell, boom, 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 we out to the perimeter for shots. It's the same situation, so it can work. What I'm saying is there is teams purposefully not giving these guys opportunities because I think the NBA has just made an assignment on organizations to say for veteran superstars who used to be that guy in the NBA, we're fizzling them out. If they don't accept this, bye bye.
Yes,
He
That's what
got
the
to accept the
NBA is saying.
role.
yes.
That's what the NBA, and I'm saying that is wrong. I'm saying that's wrong.
Bro, it's okay, bro. It's okay. Like you don't want people to retire, that's fine, bro. They need to retire, bro. It's okay.
It's not that I don't want people to retire. I want people to be appreciated for the things that they've contributed.
And
That's
for
what I
you to
want.
think, and you a coach, and I know you know basketball, for you to think that I'm gonna allow Giannis and Russell to beat me, and you got to kick it to Bam, Bobby Portis, and Andrew Wiggins. You think I'm not living with that? You done lost your mind. I'm living
Yeah,
with
live
that.
with it. Live
I'm
with it.
living with that.
Live
We're
with
gonna. Be,
it.
I'm gonna beat you in. I'm gonna beat you in five. I
No, you
promise you.
won't.
I'm gonna beat you
No,
in
you
five.
won't. No, you
If
won't.
you're gonna be kicking to Andrew Wiggins, Bam, and Bobby Portis, I'm gonna beat you in five.
I mean, okay, you can pretend like these players can't shoot, but
They
Bobby
can't.
Portis has Bobby Portis has literally shown that he can shoot the three ball in pressure
Bro,
situations.
it's a difference between making a shot.
Andrew Wiggins literally showed that he can knock down threes with Golden State when they needed to him to knock down shots, and he can also go get him a bucket anytime he needs to go get one as well. Bam has also improved. We're talking about guys in the NBA that has shown that they can shoot the three and they have improved it. So all I'm saying is, if you are a offensive or you just a coach that got some type of creativity, you will find a way to be able to use the talent of Russell Westbrook. And if I'm Eric Spoelstra, who is a Hall of Fame coach, as people believe, I believe he's capable of figuring that out. Am I saying go hand him off to the Tiago Splitter? No. He's a first-time head coach. I'm not saying go hand Russell Westbrook to somebody like that. But there are plenty of coaches in this league that will know how to utilize the talents of these veteran all-stars and superstars that have been a part of the NBA, providing bandwidth, providing uh franchise opportunities and play. These players that are now being washed out because they're not Steph, because they're not KD, because they're not LeBron, I think that is a very bad look on the NBA on how they're treating these players. I don't think it says we appreciate you. I think it just says you were used for the time being,
Yes.
like a good little boy,
Yes.
and now you out of here.
Yes.
That's what it
Yes.
looks like.
That's what it
Good
is.
old good job, boy.
Yes.
Good you.
Pat on the back. Here go a letter. Thank you for all you done. You want a participation trophy? Here you go. Yes. Get out of here. Yes. After year 12, bro, you should be retiring from the NBA.
All right.
If you go from 25 points a game to 12 points a game, it's time to retire, bro. That's it. If you still get 25 a game, keep playing. But the moment you drop from 25 to 15, it's time to retire, bro. Don't keep playing for it to go to 15, to 10, to 7, to 5, to 2. What are you really doing? You're
You've
not doing to
earned
make your
that.
career worse.
You've earned that. You earned that right by
No.
yes, you did. You earned that right by being the guy at one point that could give the 25 points a game. That's all I'm saying. At one point, I gave the NBA this
Yes,
level of productivity
yes, yes,
that gave money to this, that helped this
yes,
expand.
yes,
How then do you turn around and tell me, get your ass up out of here?
yes,
How,
Unless you willing to take this road. That's
yes.
all I'm
That's the
saying.
whole point.
Unless you willing to take
Bro.
this road.
We sent you a letter at the beginning of the year. Listen, this is what you're gonna be capable of doing this season. Do you want this or not? Once you send me my letter back and say no, you gotta go with whatever happens, bro.
bro,
Think
you in
about
this letter,
think
yo,
about it from this standpoint. Think about it from the ownership side. Listen, I'm trying to
you in
push you
this
out
letter.
when your average is still above 20. I'm trying to push you out then. I didn't just start trying to push you out. I've been trying to push you out. I'm pushing you out while your career is still solidified as a top. You got 20 point per game score for your career. I'm pushing you out then. You want to continue to play for it to drop and drop and drop. You're not making me no money with it. You're not making nobody no money. Eventually, you're stealing from me now. As the league, you're stealing from me. I'm paying you millions to go get 7 points. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that. I'm not gaining viewership from you. I'm not getting sponsorship from you. I'm not getting nothing. You get money from me for free. You don't even play.
They're not getting money from you for free because the value that they brought to the league when they was at the height of
Bro,
their productivity, they did not make nowhere near what they drove in GDP to the NBA.
you never
Let's
do.
just keep that.
Never,
Let's keep that. Just
never do.
let's just keep that a
Never do.
buck. You never do, and we both know
Right.
this. Okay, so what I'm saying is because we know that they never actually make what they've actually contributed to the game. What's the issue with allowing them to get they 5 to 7 to 8
No,
million
bro.
down the
No.
road
No,
consistently till they
bro.
ready to retire? What
I'm
is
running the
so
business,
wrong
bro.
about
I'm
that?
running the business, bro. I'm running the business. I'm not doing it. I'm not in the interest of just throwing away my money, bro.
You
What
I'm
not
not
have
you
gonna just
throwing
pay you for that, bro.
time out. You're throwing away your money when you want me to still give 5 to 7 million to a guy that we gonna put out to a young 19
Yes.
year old out the G
Yes.
League that we know is
Yes.
gonna go out there and do nothing. He gonna make mistake after mistake after mistake after mistake
Yes.
after mistake,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
and it's no guarantee that that player will actually get better. But I do know if I gave that 5 to 7 to Russell, I know what I'm going to get. I know what I'm going to get from Lamar.
Bro,
What is
you know, you know the farm system, bro. We have to make this is a young man's league. It's not an old man's league. We have to funnel the players in to give them opportunities to make mistakes so they can get better.
okay, Coach K? We talking about one roster spot.
Yes.
Mhm.
One no, but I'm for real, coach. You play owner. You play owner.
Okay.
One roster spot. One.
Who are my
One roster.
options? What's my team and who are my options?
Give him the proper context. Give him money. Give him the players. And give him if we in the playoffs or not. Give him proper context. Don't just give him any
Okay.
team in the league. Give him a
Okay.
winning team. We're trying to win. We're not just trying to exist. We're trying to win. But go ahead.
You are the Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Great one.
You are the Denver Nuggets. You're in a situation where you can end up overpaying, you can end up having to overpay Peyton Watson just to try to keep him for what he may or may not end up being, right? For what he may or may not end up being. You have a chance to pay him, probably most likely put yourself in the second apron and still have to deal with the fact that you're still trying to figure out if you're going to re-sign Jokic.
Right.
You're still trying to figure that out within all of this. You're going to end up making a decision. This is what you're going to do as the owner. I'm asking this. You're going to pay Peyton Watson to be in that to end up being in that second apron for this year, hoping that this team may or may not win a championship to try to convince Jokic to stay. Not knowing if Peyton Watson is even going to contribute what you hope he can with this new deal. You're going to go that route versus letting Peyton Watson sign and trade, get a little bit of value, and then sign Russ knowing exactly what he could bring to the table as an additional point guard, potentially off the bench behind Jamal, or even at crunch time when you can use Jamal as a two guard and let Russell handle the ball handling ability to take some of that pressure off Jamal so he can just be a scorer along with Jokic. You're going to choose to go the first route, put yourself in the second apron, hoping that you can keep Jokic. You're going to choose that versus putting a proven commodity on the floor to actually help you win. And with that being the reason why you most likely can convince Jokic to stay, you're going to go option A over option B.
I will because one, we've seen Russell with Denver already, and it didn't work. Also, I understand you saying move Jamal to the two and Russell run the one, but I will push back and say when the Thunder were at their apex is when they would go with their closing lineup and Russ moved to the two and Harden came in and was the one spreading the ball to Russ and KD. So I would definitely pay for
Watson.
potential, for
Okay.
potential. You know what I'm saying?
You're,
Also
you're, you're
because
paid for potential.
I saw what he did last year and he 22. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
why not? And then even if let's say it don't work out, you can move off of Watson. You can move, you know what I'm saying? You can move these players and just blow it up anyway. But I don't feel like signing a Russell Westbrook at this stage in his career is gonna get you over the top.
You don't think that'll help you win a championship more than banking on Peyton Watson to become something that he may not become?
I don't think signing Russell Westbrook gets them closer to San Antonio, Denver. I mean San Antonio or the
Now,
Thunder.
we're using Russell Westbrook. What if I said it was DeMar DeRozan?
No.
Bro, we need some like some signs. We need like some banners. Like when somebody start cooking, we need to put he's cooking up there. Like he is cooking.
I
Like
would rather sign because he's still a free agent and he's not on the level of them, but like a player like a Bruce Brown, who's been with us, who's won with us, who know this my role, this what I'm gonna do. I don't think Russell,
good.
because of the status that he's had in the league, or DeMar, or maybe a Bill, depending on where he go, I don't think they're gonna be willing to take that role. And that's why I say I would rather go with Pan Watson for sure.
That's tough.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I think it's just a matter of preference. And for me, I've never been a fan of banking on quote unquote potential. I'm more of a proven commodity person. If I know I can bank on this, then I know how to put that and formulate that into an equation. If you're asking me to just say X variable, place it here and just hope for the best, that's where I get a little uneasy. So somebody that's just all potential and I'm trying to hope that they can become something. I don't feel as a coach, I would never feel comfortable putting somebody on the floor that I hope is going to give me what I hope and give me what I'm hoping for. I never, never as a
But
coach,
also
never as a
Watson,
coach.
before he got hurt last year was hooping. And
Yeah,
he
that
and
but
they
we've seen
drafted him and he's homegrown. So
but
you know
we
what I'm
but we
saying?
but we've seen that plenty of times where guys have a 1 year wonder get paid and they never become what they were before. Chandler Parsons, the prime example.
Well, let's take the Lakers for example. Austin Reeves was an undrafted free agent. He now making 480 million. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like
yeah.
they pay him off of what he's done and what he can potentially continue to do. It's
But Austin is a proven commodity, isn't he?
I
Is
mean, in the regular
is he?
season,
Is he?
Huh?
Is he?
in the regular season, yeah.
Oh,
Is he?
so you will say over the last 3 years before this contract, has Austin not proved what he
And
is, a scorer? Has he not proved that he go gets buckets? Has
not in
that
the
not been what he's
playoffs.
proven?
Not in
Okay.
the playoffs.
Let's go with your point, right? Let's go to your point. How many years have you seen Peyton Watson play?
What is he, 2 years, 2 years in the league? Because he was
So
a what's
give
his
him
second?
that same
He was a
grace.
second round pick, right?
Give him that same grace of
Was
showing
he a
Mm-hmm.
because
first round pick
he's
or a
a
second
friend.
round pick?
I'm about to
He's a
look it up.
he's a
Yeah.
live guy. He's athletic. So give him that same grace. Let's give him 2 to 3 years to see if he can beat something. Then let's move off of him. Let's not move off of him for no Russell Westbrook. That's
What
bad
what
GMing, bro. That's
what
bad
I'm
GMing. You know that.
what I'm stating is, and we're using Russell Westbrook, but I'm not. It's not specifically tied to just Russell Westbrook. We're just bringing his name
Anybody.
up.
He
What
Anybody.
he
what
been
I'm
in the league 4 seasons.
He got better every year. That's all you can
o-
ask for.
All right, he's been in the league 4 years, and not
Right.
one of them years has it ever looked like he had all-star potential.
Bro, he playing with Joker and Jamal Murray. They don't shoot a lot over there. There's only two people shoot. Come on, bro. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's only two people shooting the ball over there. How many
And
shots you
Bro,
really think
bro,
he gets?
you will find a way to give people the out in anything.
and
Bro,
also his
If
archetype is wanted in this type of NBA. He a 3-and-D wing.
For sure, for sure. This is not a conversation on if Peyton Watson doesn't have value. I
No.
know he has value. The conversation is when discussing if you're a coach and when you're discussing an organization that's trying to win, what helps you win? Proven commodities or potential?
Hayden Watson. We got two superstars already. Now we need the Peyton Washington. We need the Bruce Browns. We need the
That's
Josh
not that's
Hart.
that's not my question. My question was if you're an organization and a coach that's trying to win,
Yes.
what's going to help you win more? Proven commodities
Yes.
or potential? Which one?
Peyton Watson. Potential. Yes. Potential, bro.
Okay.
Yes.
And Coach K, you will say the same thing. If you're trying to win, your potential is going to help you win more than proven commodities.
I think yes at this for this Denver team because if you let Peyton
Not
Watson
just not
walk,
let's not lock in on a Denver team because it ain't
Okay.
just about like
right,
one.
right, right.
It's about the concept. The concept is proven commodities over potential. Are you going to put together a winning situation with
Yes.
potential or proven commodities? Which one is going to help you
Yes.
win more?
But you gotta put some context on this, bro. You
No, I
saying an
don't.
open statement, bro. You can't say a proven commodity if he year 17. Do we already have an established superstar group, or we don't have anything? Is it just a basic team? We
And
got
what?
to.
Okay.
What type of
The
team do we have? That matters.
okay. Let's say it's a team like Brooklyn. They still got some cap space. They got
No,
some young
no, we
people.
need the best player. We gotta go get not a year 17 guy though, but a proven commodity as in a superstar already in the league. Yes, but not a year 17 guy. Give me potential. We rebuild and give me potential. I want all potential for rebuilds. Now we in win now mode. Give me a proven commodity, but he can't be past year 10. I don't want no guy that's 15 and up. That's it, bro. You don't want no guy that's year 15 and up. But if you want to keep pushing that, cool. That's fine.
No, I want guys that can help me win that are proven to be winners. I know Russell Westbrook is proven to be a winner. I know DeMar DeRozan is proven. I know Clay is proven. I know these guys are proven to help to provide winning. That's all I'm saying. And if you're supposed to be about winning, why am I banking on potentiality versus people that I know have contributed to winning situations? Maybe they wasn't the guy that won a championship, but they participated in winning at a high level. They've been a part of winning on winning teams at a high level. Okay, so they didn't win the chip like Braun, they didn't win the chip like Steph, they didn't win it like KD, but they have been a part of winning. That's what I'm saying. And if I'm a team and an organization that is trying to win, I'm going to go get the guys that can help me win because they've proven it. I'm not going to bank on hopefully this player potential may come about and they can might put it together. Like,
That's
no,
sports. That's sports,
no.
bro. Sports. That's
Okay.
sports.
Yeah, that's called why the NBA is in the issue with gambling right now. That's
They're
what
gonna
that's
be in
called.
that. They've been in the
No,
issue
that's
with
no,
gambling
no,
with
no.
Jordan.
That's that, but
They just,
that's why it's even
they just
bigger
come
right
out with
now.
it, bro. They just didn't come out with it,
That's
bro.
why it's even bigger. That's why it's even bigger.
They've been
That's why
doing
it's
it,
even
bro.
bigger right now.
It's just social media now. That's the only difference. They've
No,
been Michael Jordan been gambling. He was gambling in y'all face.
we know Michael Jordan was gambling. I'm talking about
Okay, that's the biggest
okay.
thing in NBA, bro. He the biggest NBA thing you gonna get. He gambling out loud. What you think everybody else doing? Make it make sense. If the biggest face of the NBA can go gamble in the public, if I'm a guy, if let's just say I need to go under on something, I can go out there and get hurt. Nobody gonna microscope me. I'm not important. I can get paid on the table for years. Y'all already paying me pennies to play. Only difference is now these guys get millions who don't deserve it. So now we got a microscope on them. So when you go out there and do some garbage, we gonna pinpoint it. We got
For
to.
sure, for sure. But that
Exactly.
even goes to help me even more. With all the eyes on how the NBA
Yes.
looks, I'm going to go get the guys that know how to operate in this space best. I'm going to go get the guys that can operate in this space best with all of the things that come with being a professional NBA player. That goes right back into my statement about how this whole pressure thing that we like to throw on these athletes is why it's BS to me. Because this under table, oh man,
Oh,
I just got
man.
hurt in the fourth quarter. All of a sudden, my hamstring just getting tight. Coach, I got to come out. All of a sudden, now he can't shoot free throws. The same 3-point shot he been hitting all game from the wing, just when they needed the most. Oh my God.
Bro, you
He
cannot be
just
serious.
can't make it.
Be
He
serious.
just it just went all the way to the
You
left.
don't
Oh
think
my God.
going on the
He
road in a hostile environment matters to a game. You just supposed to be able to cancel all that out. Don't none of that matter. Because
you've
you're a
been
good
doing this
player.
all your life.
So what
But
does
it's
that
different.
mean?
It's different from shooting that three on the wing when you up two versus when you down one in the fourth. You
Yes,
see what
bro.
I'm
What are you
saying?
talking
I'm
about,
not
bro?
this is not me saying it's not different. I'm saying that you've been in this situation before.
So what? What does that matter, bro?
If
You
I
really eliminating pressure from sports play.
if I cut the grass, if I've cut grass for every weekend for 30 years,
Bro, that's not
just
basketball.
because you ask me, just because you tell me I gotta cut this lawn in 15 minutes, now all of a sudden I don't know how to cut a lawn no more.
Bro, that's not basketball, bro.
That's
Cut that out.
different. So
That's
like,
not
okay, for instance,
It's
when
it's being a master at your craft. And this is still within the confines of the conversation that we having. Being a master at your craft. We talking about players who are a master at what they do, right?
bro.
We're talking about players who are a master at what they do, and it's still staying on top of it, even though I'm pretty sure the audience at some point will be like, how is this still relatable? This is how it's still tying in. We're talking about players who are masters at their craft. We're talking about the NBA with gambling. We're talking about teams forced to be competitive, forced to win because Adam Silver has set up a structure in which you have to be competitive because tanking does not benefit you. Simultaneously, we're talking about a same league that's still saying the way we're forcing competition holistically is that we have provided a second apron that keeps teams like Boston, New York, Chicago, and the California market from being able to overpay and create these super teams while all these other teams are left out, not being able to get any type of value superstar on a roster because Boston got them all, or LA got them all, or whoever got them all. With that being said, if everything is still about being professional, if everything is still about being winning, if everything is still about understanding how the NBA works as far as what you need to do on the court, how you need to play, the dealing with the gambling, the people that's coming to you at the casinos, the people that's trying to hit you up when you at the barbershop and be like, hey man, you gonna hit my parlay today? All of that stuff is required amongst the elite of the athletes. My statement is very simple. Like I said, if you're trying to have masters of your craft out there on the floor, if you're trying to put a winning product out there on the floor, how do you have winning proven players not on your roster to help you do that? Now, the rebuilding conversation, cool. I'll let that fly. Forget it. Fine. You want to be a team that suck and you just purposefully are rebuilding, but essentially you're just saying we're tanking, but we're putting it on the guise of rebuilding. Cool, fine, whatever. But the other teams that are not necessarily the San Antonios, the Oklahoma City Thunders, the New York Knicks, of those ilks, these teams that we for sure know are most likely going to be championship contenders, everybody else should be trying to, outside of the rebuild teams, all of those other teams should be trying to add value of players that can help them win. Sitting here telling me that you're going to be a team that's trying to win with potential players that have not proven anything is asinine. That makes no sense. That makes zero sense.
You
I'm
watching it.
gonna put I'm gonna put on the floor players that don't know what to do in crunch time versus players that do know what to do in crunch time. And I'm gonna put on the floor players that don't know how to be where they're supposed to be in pressurized moments in this defensive scheme. I'm gonna put that player on the floor. I'm not gonna put the player on the floor that knows what to do in those type of moments. I'm not gonna do that. That's insane.
but
That's
I don't think
insane.
Russell, DeMar, Bill, I don't think they not getting you over the hump.
Not adding nothing, bro.
Okay.
But money. They
All
don't
right.
add nothing but money to my books. They're not
They
adding
not
nothing,
they
bro.
not getting you over the hump. They
Okay.
not. I
Bro,
don't
them
think in today's NBA they can help you win.
the teams you
Okay.
just named, that's actually you actually contradicting yourself. The teams you just
I
named,
didn't name any teams. I just
you did. You
said
said the New York Knicks. Who is that guy that you keep speaking about that you want to add value? Who is that value guy on the Knicks?
no. I'm not saying the Knicks need to add that type
I'm
of
just
player
asking. I'm
because
just asking a question. We talk about winning teams. We're keeping it the same conversation. We're talking about winning teams.
Yeah, but the
Who is
Knicks
that
don't
guy that
need.
you're talking about that
No, no,
know all
no.
this stuff on the Knicks? Give me one guy.
That
Who is that guy?
OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges,
Bro,
Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson know where to be.
first of all,
Josh Hart definitely know where to be in every space. He
bro,
always all
Josh
over the
Hart
court.
hasn't won nothing since college, bro. He don't know nothing about that.
He
Mikal Bridges
just
don't know
won.
nothing about that.
He just
OG
won
don't.
the
OG won as a young player. He don't know nothing about what you're talking about,
JB just won a champ. They just won the champ. What do you mean he ain't won nothing since
bro.
college?
This is what I'm saying, bro. I'm saying on the New York Knicks, bro. The people that you naming, they don't have none of this winning experience that you speaking of.
We were national champions in Villanova. What are we talking about here?
Bro, what do college got to do with the NBA? What are we doing? JJ Redick won a championship at Duke. So what? What are we talking about?
What I'm saying is, first of all, the New York Knicks don't need to add those type of players to their roster. That's why I said take New York out of it, take OKC out of it, and take San Antonio
But
out of this.
we can't take the cream of the crop out, and they don't need it. But you want somebody else to add it. If the top of the league don't need it, the bottom of the league don't need it. For what?
Yes, the teams that are trying to position themselves to be competitive enough to knock New York out of that spot, to knock OKC out of that spot, to knock the San Antonio Spurs out of their spot. Those teams are the teams that need to be looking at these proven players. That's what I'm saying. The rebuilding team, sure, I'll let that pass. Whatever, who cares? But that middle tier group of teams that are still trying to compete for a chip, those are the teams that can find value for these players. Coach, Coach, I'm confused
Please.
as to how you don't see
He
that there's
already
some
told
value
you
there
one time,
for those
bro.
mid-tier teams.
He
I'm sorry.
already
Okay, so
told you,
I'm
bro.
gonna name some teams. You let me
He
know if
already
they could
told
benefit
you,
from a
bro.
Russell Westbrook
If
or
if
DeMar DeRozan
or
or
any of them, or just
right
any type of player that is proven
Minnesota Timberwolves.
right now.
Who
Yeah,
can they add that's gonna put them over the top?
Minnesota Timberwolves.
Clay, Bill, Russ, and DeMar. Who can they add?
They could use a Bill or a Clay. They could. They need some
Houston,
shooting.
Houston Rockets.
They need another guy that can go get a bucket. Van Vliet is coming back, so maybe that's your answer for that. But if they wanted to, a DeMar could work there. A DeMar could work there, or Bradley could work there. And if they traded for Clay, that'll also work. You talk about shooters. You talking about guys
Now
that can go
I
get you a
haven't
bucket
heard
or
you
a
say
shooter.
Russ yet, but I'm gonna keep
Because
going.
I told you the team that Russ would fit with, and I said that team was Miami. I already
What
told you the team that he could go to.
what about Cleveland?
Cleveland don't need that. I mean, they don't need a proven commodity type of player of that caliber. They don't need that.
Detroit,
They have that player in James Harden that they're
Det-
trying to resign.
Detroit,
They could use a DeMar, another guy that can go get a bucket. They could use that.
the Lakers.
They're a rebuilding team.
What? They got Luka Doncic. They ain't rebuilding no Luka Doncic.
They rebuilding. They
With Austin
rebuilding.
Reeves,
They're
Luka
rebuilding.
Doncic rebuilding.
They rebuilding. They're a rebuilding
Atlanta,
team. I don't trust the Lakers at all.
Atlanta.
Atlanta. Now that's a team that I could
They,
argue that potentially could use Russell too. They could use Russell at the point guard. They could use Russell.
Portland,
No, they could probably use Clay for shooting. They don't need DeMar because they got Damian Lillard. They still got Denny,
they got Ja, they got
they
Drew
got John
Holiday,
Morant now too, and Drew Holiday. So they wouldn't need no point guard, or they need to, but they could use shooting. They could use Clay.
Orlando,
Orlando, probably just Clay, because they got guys that can go get buckets, and they got enough and they got enough playmakers.
and that's why I feel like Russ is on the outside looking in because
Well, I
he
mean,
don't have a
yeah, but I'm
specific
saying,
skill set.
yeah, but
Now,
I'm saying,
yes, they could use a Clay. I
yeah.
don't think DeMar either because
No,
he
I didn't
don't
say
spread the floor.
yeah, Orlando don't need DeMar because they already got playmakers and guys that can fill their shoes. I'm not saying that every team can fit a Russ. I'm not saying every team can fit a DeMar. Obviously, a specialty like Clay, any team can use that. What I'm saying though is that there are teams in that middle ground that can use a Russell Westbrook, that can use a DeMar, that can use a Bradley Beal, that can use Clay. That's what I'm saying. That there are teams within that mid-tier group that can use these guys. And to say that those teams that supposedly are trying to be competitive don't need any of those guys or don't require any type of help from those guys, that's for me is where it becomes like, okay, then we're not really saying that they want to win. We're saying that they just want to run a business, and that's fine. But then just leave it that. Stop pretending like, stop sending out this information as if just Russell Westbrook is just so uncoachable, or DeMar is asking for a little bit more of a role, or we don't really know what's going on with Klay Thompson these days. Because now you make it seem like it's them being the problem versus what the actual structure of the NBA has become, which is we are icing these type of players out of the league.
Yeah.
Say that and be honest. Be honest about it. But they're not being honest. Since the moment of Melo, they make it seem like it's the player that is having the problem figuring it out. And it's not the player, it's the league putting on this mandate to ice these players out. And that's what I'm saying is the problem with this, because it didn't used to be that way. They did not treat their former superstars in this capacity. They didn't do that. And now they are. Now they're treating their superstars as if they don't matter, that their work don't matter. What they offer the league doesn't matter. The
Don't
all-star appearances, the jersey sales, the marketing, the being at this NBA chairs, NBA cares, this event, that foundation. They're acting as if none of the things that these players did for them to help broaden the NBA, keep the money, keep things going, keep the brand alive. They're treating them as though it doesn't matter. And I'm saying that's the problem. That is the problem for me. That is the problem for me. And
okay, bro.
just that's it. That's all I'm saying. But you
Okay.
agree with it. You agree with it. You feel like the
Yes,
structure is
bro.
just
Yeah.
perfect.
What
It's
Stone
perfect.
Cold used to say, it doesn't matter what you did, bro. It's okay, bro. Once you get to year 15, bro, hang it up. Just hang it up. Just hang it up, bro. Year 15, you got a good 15 years, bro. Hang it up.
All
Like,
right.
we
Coach
don't
K,
need
you,
no
you
more,
stand on
bro.
that too? You stand
Like,
on
hang
that
it
too?
up, bro.
15 and put it up, huh?
Like,
15 and
hang
I
put
it
ain't
it
up,
gonna
up.
say
bro.
that. I'm just my initial argument was just because the way that the salary cap is. And that's
Yeah, I
why I
get
feel
you.
like it's hard. That's why I feel like it's hard for them to find, especially if they're not willing to take a certain role at a certain number. And that's the reason why they being iced out.
Just ice them out, bro. Just keep it real with them, bro. You ain't making us no money, bro. Go retire, bro. Just keep it real. That's what you want to keep it real. You want to come out and say that? You want the NBA to come on ESPN and put it across the ticker. If you don't make us money, bro, retire. That's what you want, bro. No. They running a business, bro. We sent y'all out, everybody who up there who number steady decreasing every year, we sent you a packet at the beginning of the year. You got the packet, bro. Did you read the packet or you didn't? That's on you. Like CP3, bro. He a prime example, bro. He should have been retired a while ago, bro. He's just going around team playing 2 or 3 minutes. He should have been retired. So they forced him out. It didn't have to be like that. He could have retired, had a farewell tour. Everything would have been cool. You
So
can't
they all
keep
so
around getting into it with
they all
refs.
just they all got the packet and they didn't read it, huh?
Yes, bro. You can't keep running around getting into it with refs. You're making our locker rooms uncomfortable. You don't even play enough. Why is your voice so big? You don't play. How do you get into it with the head coach and you don't even play? That makes no sense, bro. We can't have you on our team, bro. And
They
I'm
got
sure CP got one of the best basketball minds ever. I'm almost positive. I'm sure he can do a lot of good in a locker room, but he can't let the superstar go. We can't have you on our team, bro. We can't. Like you don't play enough to have his voice. What are you teaching us if you don't play? How you gonna tell the coach he's not running something right? You might be right. But you as a player can't tell a coach that, bro. You don't even play.
they
Like back
got
in
the
your day, cool, bro, cool. In your day, cool. But now we don't need that, bro. Melo, bad example, bro. You hear what Shump be saying? Shump love Melo, but do you hear what Melo used to tell Shump as a rookie? I ain't pass you the ball. I work on that. Like what? I'm wide open. Get off the boards. Like, why we want this type of guy in our locker room? Who is he helping? Like, what we doing?
He's putting the team in the best position to win because he's the best person to take that shot.
So what? I'm wide open. Give me the ball. I don't care what type of position you in. If it's game winning time, cool. But in the first quarter, I can't get the ball. I can't get a shot in the first quarter.
No, because I got to get in rhythm.
That's the
I'm
problem.
mellow. I'm
That's the
mellow. I'm
that's
the
the
guy for the team.
that's why they icing him out. I'm Melo. I'm CP3. I'm Russ. Clay gonna have a job, and DeMar gonna get a job. If Brad Bill was healthy, he wouldn't even be in a situation. But he can't never play number 10 games a year. That's the only reason why he in a situation because he can't stay healthy. But Clay, he a premium shooter, so he gonna have a job. DeMar, he gonna have a job, but he's got to accept the lesser role. Russ, it's no room for him. Like it's no room for what he's finna do. He gonna CP3 the locker room. We don't need that. I love Rex Fire and his competitive nature, but at this stage in his career, we don't need that. We need you to tone it down. Like we don't need all that,
I'm gonna
bro.
tell you this, boy. One thing for sure: don't let you get your hands on any type of sports organization, boy, because
Yes,
you are you gonna be
yes.
a crazy business
Listen, I'm
owner.
gonna run my organization with complete transparency. Listen, bro. The moment you not producing, you're out of here. All that sticking around, we ain't doing that, bro. We ain't sticking around, bro. You ain't bringing nothing. You out of here. I'm gonna give if you got like records and accolades, I'm gonna give you your farewell to it. But I'm telling you, this is your farewell to a year. You're not gonna tell me when it's gonna be. I'm telling
You
you.
see, I'm telling you,
I'm letting you know, so you don't have to be confused.
they got
So,
that packet.
I'm letting you know, bro. Like this is your farewell to a year, bro. If you don't take it this year, bro, you out of here.
so you, so you're basically gonna let them know when they gonna retire, and you telling them the moment that their production ain't the same that it was last year, they done.
No, I'm talking about a tremendous drop off. Like I ain't talking about from 25 to 22 or
Oh,
25
okay,
to 20. But the
okay.
moment you get to 15, and you in year 15, 16, bro, you got to roll. Like, look, we can retire the jerseys, we can do all that, but look, you not finna be sticking around on this roster, bro. You're not doing that. We can celebrate you this entire season, but after this season, you cut.
You
It's
said
just that
something.
simple, bro. It's just that simple. Like, you ain't got no key to the locker room. All that's out the door, bro. You can come back and watch games for free all you like. But on my roster, no. Like, no, them days is over with, bro. That's how the NBA moving, as it should. We can't keep letting these old dudes hold up roster spots, bro. Be a player personnel or something. Be like Udonis Haslam, bro. He don't take up a roster spot. He just sit on the bench with the heat gear on. I'm cool with that. But on my payroll as a player, no, you're not doing that, bro. You're not doing it. You influencing my players? Nah, I don't want that. I don't need that type of stuff going on my team. You influencing my players, like they listen to you more than listen to the coach. I can't have it on my team, bro. That's bad for business.
Hey, that's. I mean, it's not okay. Let me say this. I understand it if the player is being toxic, if the player is not contributing to winning. I just don't believe that these players that we were discussing, the few of them, I don't think that they're just non-contributing to winning. That's just my opinion. That's my personal opinion. I think
That's fine,
that
bro. You
you
have number
know.
2 to 1 on this one, bro. So you could be the
No, I'm not outnumbered. It's not Coach K believing that they're not contributing to winning. He just feels like each one of them, for the most part, has a minute count and a role. And if they're not accepting minute count and role, then that's when they become invaluable to him. That was his stance. He don't think that they're just completely washed commodities. You feel like they just like seashells on a beach somewhere, just
yeah, bro.
washed up.
That's
That's how
what they should.
you.
That's what
That's
they
how
should be.
you acting. That's how
They got
you
their
treating
millions
them.
of dollars. Get on you a yacht or a boat and go do that. Be on the beach. That's where you should be. Absolutely, you should be on the beach. That's where you should be. Yes, I'm glad you said that. That's where you absolutely should be, bro. You're not doing nothing no more, bro. Like it's over with. We didn't come to see you no more. It's cool. You had your
All right.
time, bro. It's cool, bro. It's okay. Just
With
retire.
that being said, look. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap today's show up because at this point, I didn't know you were such a shrewd operator. Coach K over here is so pragmatic this evening. He got all the facts. He's checking everything. Hey, I like it though. I think it's very very good. I'm not again. This is not about necessarily disagreeing with everything. I'm just trying to. I just want the conversation to be well rounded. So just trying to see every aspect and every point of view because I feel like the audience deserves that. So even in situations where there could be points that we could agree on. It's just fun to be able to say, like, well, just what if we take this position or what if we take that because it helps with the conversation. But I see the angles that we're coming from. I do not agree that they're washed up. That's the one thing I will say I do not wholeheartedly agree with. I do not believe that. I don't believe that they're washed up. But the other topics, there were pretty much most things that we kind of agreed on. But for next time, for the audience that will be listening, we'll be talking a little bit more about the NFL as far as like who do we think is going to come out of each conference, division winners, and potential Super Bowl conversations. I think going forward in the NBA, we'll probably be a little bit lighter on the NBA because I do want to start talking about baseball a little bit more as we start to get closer into the fall months of August, September, October, because that's when baseball is going to heat up a little bit more. So we'll probably add some baseball conversations to this as things start to heat up and now that the trades have been done. And then we'll continue to look at the W because the W will obviously be swinging into their playoffs and their WNBA final soon. So that'll be on the horizon. Hopefully, Coach K and Jabari will still be involved. Who knows? We may end up having a fourth person to join us at some point. Hopefully, that happens because I think that'll definitely add something for us and for the viewers as well. Any of you got anything you want to say before we close out today's show, fellas?
Hey man, Philly in 5, man. That's all I got, man. Philly in 5. Episode.
With that being said, this has been another episode of the Halftime Podcast. This is your boy, Coach Malcolm. We got Coach K and we got Jabari with us again today. As always, you know how we sign out. It's C Red and Bear Down, baby. Peace.